Okay. Oh.
All right, welcome in everybody. This is Doors to Divinity, Chapter 4, Episode 5. Last time, the Fram Fam made it all the way up into the Jawwood Mountains and entered into the mines. They did discover the purple worm infestation there, but miraculously was able to destroy the purple worms. They're now on their way through the narrow passage up to the northeastern side of the cavern and are going to be exiting, hopefully, and making their way north towards Stoneguard. It was quite an interesting battle last time. I think I had several nat ones and many misses with the purple worm, which would have completely annihilated you. You got quite lucky.
Um, did we harvest anything from them?
I don't remember you doing that.
I remember
I
writing
don't
down
think
that there was 4 baby worms and 1 big worm to harvest.
Okay, let's harvest those then.
But do we have time? I saw there's still more, and we're trying to run away.
I don't know if you know that answer to that. You know that you killed the really large one.
Is there a way we can check? I think we can roll to see if we can hear anything coming.
You could roll perception check, sure.
At 20 from Rig.
Weird. I was just thinking, what if he got a nat 20? Then I guess he would get
I mean, he's a ranger.
That's wild. Rig,
Yep.
you put your ear down to the ground. You listen for any tremors in the earth, but you hear nothing. Everything is quiet. And when you investigate the surrounding areas, and everything just seems to be at peace and calm, finally. The mine has been restored.
It's like my favorite kind of place. Everything's quiet and no one's coming. Ah, perfect.
You can now choose to leave the mine. You could return to the workers to let them know what's going on. Up to you what you want to do.
Oh, we did say we were going to help them out. But
Yep.
I reckon we should
You
just
just kind of-
keep going.
Kind of just accidentally did the thing we said we were gonna do, but weren't really fully gonna do. Just casually
Yep.
kill all the worms.
Just the kind of guys we are. And gals.
I feel like every
That's
time
true.
it's kind of like that.
Or
So
all our characters die, one or the other.
Well, I reckon we
Oh,
at least
no.
spend the time to harvest our kills. Don't want to let them go to waste.
But
Yeah,
that's
let's
a wise
harvest.
idea.
Let's go.
All right, go ahead and roll for that. You got the sheet. I will give you these
Uh,
sizes.
Yeah, let's start with the big one. And what is his CR?
CR is 15, and his size is gargantuan.
Damn, the cutoff is 16 for very rare. His size is gargantuan, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna help.
Okay.
This would be
Let's-
material realm, ruins, or wilderness.
Wilderness. What's wilderness?
In the wild, like out in the forest or the mountains, away from a city.
Oh.
That's for plants anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just
Yeah,
need. I
my
just
bad.
need. I think it was. Isn't Ruin our survival expert,
The wrong
or who's
box.
or is it Rig?
I think it's Rick. Or
Rig is not proficient, but he's no, he's never mind. Rig is Rig's, I was looking at the wrong one. Rig is +7 to survival.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and roll a survival check for me? Let me know what you get.
Yeah, got a 19. Anybody giving
Versus-
advantage on that, or
Doesn't matter.
is that good enough? All right, 19.
Okay. And then why don't you go ahead and roll? What's the CR of the little guys?
4, and they are large.
All right.
Then give me, I guess,
That
4
one's
more
just an
survival
11?
checks.
Including the one I just gave you? 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so 25, 17, and 16.
Okay, those all pass. Okay, you said they're large.
Yep.
4 of them. That's 20. Oh, we're doing good on monster parts. Alright, let's get on out of here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check for the last cavern. You've defeated
For all of us.
for all of you. You've defeated the worms, so you can roll with advantage.
Survival.
Oh,
Ooh,
boom.
net 20.
Nice.
We only need one or... Oh,
Yeah, just one survival and with advantage.
yeah. Then I will get one. No.
Elmond has a difficult time swimming. Ruin, Brillis, and Elmond fail, but everybody else succeeded with the nat 20, so it actually passes because the nat 20 counts as 2. You guys do struggle a little bit. Some of your members are having a difficult time swimming with all their gear on. It is dragging them down in the water.
Oh, so if we're trying to swim, Rig casts Water Walk.
Ah,
I think I
okay.
did that last time.
I think you did do that last time too.
That's
I
right.
remember you doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all can walk on the water.
Okay. So you have no issues. You make it out of the cavern unscathed, and as a whole group, no one has perished to the worms. It takes us back. It is about a day's travel through the mountain. So a day has passed if you can remove a ration from your pack. We're going to say goodbye to the mines of Jawwood.
I mind.
You take
Hi,
a pretty direct route through this mountain pass that ends up, let's see here, right here in the foothills, just north of the Jawwood mines. You should also remove an additional ration for the previous day of travel, which I forgot to do.
I got a lot of ration.
Good. Now, let's see. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. You already passed your survival check. A 9. You make it to Stoneguard.
Ooh, nice. Mm.
We did it.
Ah, Stoneguard. Where are we going first? We haven't been here for a while.
Well, Rig's going to the castle.
Castle?
Helga.
I think we all go to the castle, or at least, I mean, Commodity's
Yeah.
definitely going to. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like that's the place to be.
Okay.
It's been,
so
Oh yeah.
it's been what? Been weeks, really, right?
it's been weeks. Yeah. It's been a long time. You
Three-
just as
3-ish weeks, I feel like.
yeah,
Probably.
just to refresh. You guys started out here in Stoneguard. You went to Fang Keep, which is here. Then you crossed through this passage and you went to Talon Tower. Then from here you went back to the Jawwood. Then you went to the Shadowlands. You were in prison. You returned to Jawwood Mountains. Went to the mines.
It's probably likely been. I mean, how long were we in prison for? That was
For
like
almost a
probably
month.
week. A month?
You were because it was each time we did the torture, a week went by.
Oh, okay. So we've been gone for months.
Yeah,
Like
I guess
2 months. Probably close to 2 months.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Given all the travel time and a month in prison,
Yeah.
extra days rest here and there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably about 2 months.
That sounds about right to me. Let me just check something. That's 3 weeks just to get there and 3 weeks just to get back. Oh my god. So that's 6 weeks plus an additional, I'm going to say
more than 2
7. I'm going to say 3 months just to kind of round it off. And also because of Helga is expecting a baby. So 6 months left till Helga has her baby. All right, let's go to Stoneguard. All right, so we're going to go to the Stoneguard Palace. You have all returned to the palace. Oh,
Rig goes straight to
Rig!
Helga.
Oh,
My-
Helga?
I've missed you so much, sweetheart. It's been so boring around here. There's no one to get my hair done, and oh, my precious ruin. Get over here, girlfriend. I haven't seen you in so long.
Hello, sis.
How are you? Are we gonna go get our nails done later?
Yeah, pretty good. Almost died. Nothing bad happened.
Sweetheart, I met the cutest goblin boy. I want to introduce you to him later. Unless, of course, you're still going for that Kamaji. We could talk about it later when we got some time.
Yeah, of course. No goblin boy, goblin lamb.
Good for you. You're putting your standards up higher. I'm so proud of you. Okay, Rig. There's been so much business since you've been gone. The dwarves want to include another forge, a separate anvil or something. I don't know anything about it, but maybe we could talk about it later. They say it's going to cost a lot of gold pieces, but they want to install it soon because they said that, since we've retaken Stoneguard, there's been more demands for weaponsmithing here, and so we need to accommodate.
I think that sounds like a prudent investment. If we build a forge and start producing more, we also start bringing in more gold. We'll make back our investment. I also learned.
And I pull out the newspapers that had been given to Rig, or that Rig had found.
Nearby town is struggling, and if we help them out, send them food and offer, I think I could tip them into joining us. Expand out to more than just a city.
Oh, a fellow human city? Which one?
The fellow
What was the name of where we were?
Jawwood.
Jawwood.
Oh, an Outlander city? We can't help Outlanders.
Outlander city? Helga, this town is for everyone, for dwarves, goblins, outlanders, halflings, vampires, I guess. Whatever Grizzlock was.
Vampires? What on earth would we be doing entertaining vampires? What do we need their kind around here for, sweetheart?
So you see Thorolf kind of stands behind the people when she says that.
I mean, just think,
cities are
having those
all
creepy
coming
pale
with
figures sneaking into people's homes at night to suck blood out of their necks? I don't think so.
Well, that's a unfair stereotype. Some vampires, sure, but there are many I've met on the road who perfectly fine people.
Such as who, sweetheart? Who do you know that's a vampire? It's not like you're running around with one as your friend all the time.
Friend's a strong word, acquaintance.
Who is that?
He's talking about me. Hello there, my queen. I
What do you
wasn't
mean,
before, but,
Thorolf?
I got turned.
You're a vampire? What happened to you? Where were you guys at? Where did you even go?
I got attacked, and I ate some flesh to try to break a curse that turned me into a vampire. Pretty standard.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean everything I said, obviously. It's just it's a prudent concern of mine. We can't have people running around nimbly-wimbly trying to drink blood from each other's necks.
I do try to control myself and only have blood that's offered in a cup. Or a goblet. I don't just suck necks even if I might want to. I'm able to practice self-control.
So much self-control. I'm so impressed. Well, I suppose if you can do it, then maybe others can. But I don't know about those Outlanders. But
It's
we
just
did.
like huggy time. Sometimes you might want huggy time, but the other person doesn't. It's important to listen.
Well, it's your decision, Rig. I'm only here to advise you.
It's our decision, Helga. You and I are co-rulers. However,
I
when
know.
took
I
the
was just
city,
hoping you would say that.
well, it's been said. And we don't need to talk about it. But when I took the city, I made a promise, an oath, which I consider sacred, that this will be a town for all who came with peaceful intent. Whether they're human, dwarf, goblin, halfling, even Grezlock's welcome here. Even Prince Elmond.
Of course I am. And I served. He walks up and he kneels down in front of Helga. I served King Rig dutifully. I did everything in my power to make sure that he survived. He puts his sword like down and he like kind of kneels like a knight would. And I hope to continue to serve as he looks up towards Helga and then Rig. Continue to serve, he repeats, as King's personal guard.
You know, son, I appreciate the offer. There's no need to go in for that, you know. There's plenty of other folks to serve around here. Why, I just heard the other day that they're looking for someone to lead up the kitchen patrol.
He lowers his head, disappointed, sheathes his sword. He walks backwards down the steps, and he says, I see. I'm not
Well,
fit
King Rig,
for a position, but
the boy's been trying his hardest to be part of your royal entourage. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he has fought really well. If you do pardon me saying so.
no.
Well,
He's just looking up at you expectantly.
suppose I am gonna be a father soon, and seeing as how you had trouble with yours, you and Thoralf can be my bodyguards from now on.
I will serve you with honor, my lord. He bows again. And he stands up. He moves up here on this side, the opposite of where Rio is standing. And he just is remaining very calm. And he's going to roll a performance to see if he can really pull this off. He rolls a 3. He trips up the stairs. And then bangs his sword against the pillar as he turns around. I'm sorry. I'll do better. I promise you, King Rig. It was an accident. I apologize. My apologies, my queen.
It's all right there, Prince Elmond, or did I say Guard Elmond?
I renounce my title as prince. I will now be formally known as. And he kind of looks to you as like, what's his title? Like, what is his title the same as Rio's? Like, what is that?
You are Special Advanced Guard under Thoralf.
Special Advanced Guard Elmond Warclaw.
Yep.
Okay. And what's Rio's title? Like, what's the actual
Like,
name?
Head guard.
Royal Guard?
Yeah, like head royal guard.
Okay. Captain?
Like very clearly, like yeah. And we'll go with captain, like
Call him SAG for short.
SAG.
Okay.
You can
Sag.
call Sag Elmond.
He just nods. He thinks that this is like the title, you know? Okay. Well, congratulations, Elmond. I'm so proud of you. I'm sure you're going to serve us dutifully. I will. I certainly will. Oh, and sweethearts, Rig, Kamaji, Brillis, Thoralf, Ruin, there's a special surprise for all of you. There's someone who's been waiting to talk with you for a very long time. Why don't you talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and I'll go make sure to fetch them, okay? You guys can go ahead and do a little bit of RP real quick, and then I will be back with something.
Okay.
What's she going to get? Who could it be?
Oh gosh, I don't know there, but I sure do love surprises, you know.
Oops.
Oh,
Do you think it might be my family there, brought back from not quite that dead, but from their stone forms?
Probably not. Probably
Yeah.
someone.
probably
Oh,
not.
Yeah, you know, that's
That-
probably right there.
That's
Okay.
that's some wishful thinking, though, Brillis. I like the positive attitude.
I was getting my hopes up there, you know. Thank you for being a reality check for me.
Okay.
So,
Helga comes back in a few minutes later, and behind her is walking this troll, but he looks unfamiliar to you.
Huh?
I present to you little Tim, who has had facial reconstructive surgery. Hello, French. I spent all that money you gave me, and I went to the best doctor in town, and I got facial reconstruction surgery. And now I'm as handsome as the next guy in Stoneguard.
does he have warts on his shoulders still?
No, they've been removed.
Okay,
Wow.
so not just facial. Does he still look like a troll at all?
Yeah, he looks like a troll. I just couldn't find a handsome troll face. So this is what
Okay.
what I put down. The ultimate
good.
Chad. Little Tim.
Wow, you look great.
Oh, I feel even better. How are your adventures?
Worrisome.
What you learn?
Quite a bit. We were kept prisoner by Elder Lich Galmar for about a month, I think. I'm not even really sure. We lost track of time, but yeah. We entered the Shadowlands, and that was pretty scary.
That sounds terrifying.
We went to Fang Keep, and killed a vampire. Was it?
Yes, it was a vampire.
And attempted to save a diseased town, but no luck there. Kind of just took a lot of losses, but we did get a lot of intel as well. We also spent some time in an Outlander city and evaded capture.
Well, sounds like some really good adventures. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you.
Hello, friend. My name's Thorolf. I hear you have reconstructive surgery. I just want to say, if you're willing and consent, I'd love to come in for a hug.
Oh, I'll be okay with that. Name's Handsome Tim now. It's a pleasure to meet you. He gives you a big hug.
No, I'm just Thorolf. My friends call me Thorolf.
All right. It's good to meet you, Thorolf.
Good to meet you too, Handsome Tim. I can see your name really does describe you.
Oh, it's because I got facial reconstruction surgery recently. Feeling quite chipper at the moment.
That's wonderful. That's exactly the reason why I wanted to get the kind of surgery. But I bet you were really a good person before that. I could tell. I've got a good feeling about this.
I lived under a bridge for a long time, I did. And that's when I met these fellas right over here. But before that, I came all the way over the ocean from my homeland, the troll cities up north.
I was a long way away. I grew up here in Stoneguard.
It's a pretty place. I like it.
I do too. Little happy memories growing up here. Lots of hugs.
So what's your next adventure? Where are you going off to next?
My only adventure is to serve the king. I will follow. If he stays here, I'll stay here and help him with his son. If he goes off on adventures, I'm joining him too.
All right. Well, be curious to find out. I was thinking, now that I've been settled and I've finished my ambitions, I might join you again if you need the company.
Of course, little bro. I miss you.
Is that Grizzlock?
Yeah.
There
Still
you
here.
are. Well, I haven't talked to you for a while. I'll be excited to have our philosophical conversations again.
No philosophical anymore. Let's drink.
Well, you can't drink, but I can. Right between my pretty lips.
Yeah, so you need to drink double. For me.
All right, I could drink double for you. Well, I'll let you all converse. I'm gonna stand to the side here. He pulls out a mirror from his pocket and just begins to look at himself in the mirror as he combs his hair.
Handsome Tim, you're a genius. That's what I'm gonna start saying. I'm gonna let you all converse, and I'm gonna stand to the side here. I'm a big fan of that.
And Rig immediately stands to the side with his arms crossed, kind of playing with his beard slightly.
I could get used to this. Yep.
You get your sweet bums over here, and she like motions you back to the chair. And tells you that you need to decide what's going to happen next. Are you staying back in the kingdom to finish up some of the, you've got lots of different business things to deal with, or are you going back out with the party?
Well, a lot of that depends on which way the party's going. I want to be here for the birth of my child. Oh, by the way, Helga, I think I've come up with a name. Really, it's just can't think of a better one. And I also want to make sure I'm around to work out a treaty deal with the city of Jarwood. I think they are ready to join, and we could turn Stoneguard from a city into a nation.
That sounds wonderful, sweetheart, but what's the name? What have you picked out for us?
Well, since he's gonna be our special little guy, I want him to be named Guy.
Guy, well, I'm sure there's some other alternatives that we could come up with together. What do you think?
I think Guy is a really good name for our son. Maybe son. Then I wouldn't have to remember a name. I could just call him son. Yeah. I'm gonna call him
Son
son.
guy.
Well, it's
Son
not
Guy.
it's not the most original, but I'm sure you're more creative than that.
I mean, I have been sending you my poetry. Dearest Helga. And a poem.
Well, I was thinking about something more traditional goblin, like Tangle Toes. That might be a nice one. What do you think?
Well, he's a half dwarf, so he should have a name that reflects both those heritages.
Oh, I know.
What about-
Your big beard. How about we call him Whisker Twitch?
But what about Guy?
Well, Guy's not really a name, sweetheart. It's just, it's just a reference you use. It's It's boring.
Well, whisker twitch. I don't think I've ever once twitched my whiskers.
What about ruckus? You know, for loud commotion.
Ruckus.
Or frog leap, you know, for the traditional goblin games of leapfrog. That's a cute one. Or if it's a girl, we could call her Flutterwings. You know, for the little insects that the kids chase around out in the swamps. Or
What if
Grimlina.
we just name about just hop?
Hop.
I like guy.
I kind of like Hop. What about Hop Guy and then your last name?
I don't think I have one.
Well, you
I
have to
think
have a
my
last
last name
name, sweetheart. How about Hop Guy Hooga then? Hop Guy Hooga. Look at that. It rolls off the tongue so nicely.
And if it's a girl, we'll call it Hop Gal Hooga.
Okay, as long as it's the middle name. You can roll persuasion check to try and switch the middle name to the first name. But you will be going against Helga's wishes.
Oh, but the Hop Guy I thought was just like a single name, like Hop Guy.
No, Hop, and then Guy is the middle name, and then Huga is her last name if you don't have a last name to use. Guy Hop
Yeah, the
Huga.
rig's always been rigged.
Okay, so. All right, have it your way. You're the king. Guy Hop Huga.
Or Gal Hop Hooga.
Gal Hop Hooga.
I don't love it, but we've reached a compromise. I'm so sorry we had to have this conversation in front of all of you.
I think
roll an
they're
insight check.
both objectively great names, and as your closest advisor, I think objectively those are great names.
Oh, I appreciate
Oh,
that,
yeah,
Kamaji.
sure. Reminds me of when the wife and I were picking out names for our two little blessings, you know? Oh, gosh.
What'd you end up calling them?
Brandon and Claire. Both ones my wife picked, you know, and then we compromised and did what she wanted.
Now, see, Rick, those are boring names. You picked good names, Guy and Gal.
Yeah. I like
And,
Guy.
not just interesting names, but they're also describe what they're gonna be. So
Very
kill two
descriptive.
birds with
Yes.
one stone. They're very practical.
Guy
my
Hop
great
Huga.
bow, which I named Great Bow.
Well, I appreciate all of you participating in this, naming, the business of naming a child. It's such an exciting time. I only have a few months left and the little fellow will be here. A little sweetheart. We don't know yet. Though I swear I think it's going to be a boy.
Fella. That's a good name.
What name?
I already picked Guy. Fella.
Oh, fella.
Mm.
No, we already picked Guy. We already decided.
That's true.
Maybe
They'll make fun of him a lot.
next-
They'll say, "Oh, look at him. He fell a lot or something." They'll twist the words. He'll be teased at school. I don't want that for him.
Well,
we'll
school's
have to
land
start
anyway.
an anti-bullying program for Stoneguard.
Oh, that's something I
Raise
would work on.
awareness. All right.
So, sweetheart, I really want you to stay here this time. Let the adventurers go out. I can't bear to be here, administering all the castle business without you. There's just so much to do, and I'm so busy, and I've got no time to go to the salon with my girlfriends. And, Ruin, if you would stay too, I would be so thankful for that. I have procured another, possible adventurer who could go with the other people if you'd like. This is an opportunity for you to switch out Ruin for a new character if you would like to.
Wait, but go to where?
Helga's asking Ruin to stay in Stoneguard. So you would not retire her officially, but you would just kind of leave her behind. And then Helga has found a new replacement, which would be whatever character you want to introduce to go with the adventurers wherever they go next.
Well, at this moment, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with Kamaji, of course.
For sure. I'm just giving you the option.
Yeah, so Rig whispers in her ear about like,
She's trying to get with Kamaji, and looks like things are finally happening, and we've been talking about that for a while. We should let the two,
Things are finally
birds.
happening.
it's like when you get pulled into like the soap opera and like you're pretending not to.
Yeah.
So, I know you've been wanting those two, you've been shipping them. That's the right word, shipping, right?
Chipping away at him.
Shipping, yeah, you've been shipping those two as a couple.
Chipping.
Speaking of ships, I feel I'd be remiss, my king, if I didn't bring this to your attention. But if you did name your son Fella, and he were to be a ship's captain, that would be the Fellowship, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
Not sure how I feel about wordplay.
that is kind of snazzy. I'd be open to changing it if you're open to changing it, sweetheart. She leans in and grabs your arm.
If you want the name Fella, that still describes who he is. Sure, we're gonna call him Fella.
So it's going to be Fella Hop Hooga.
Fella Hapuga. Alright. I'll take
Oh, it's so
tell you
beautiful.
what,
She begins to tear up.
I'm
I could barely
thinking,
contain myself.
I know. Here's I'll let you cry on my shoulder. I'm the other one person I'm gonna hug.
I feel like maybe the hop could be kind of confusing, even though. What if it was like Fella Guy Hooga?
I mean, obviously that is a better choice, but I believe in compromise, and so that's why I'm taking your last name, and I'll give him his first name, and we can agree together on the middle name. Because he is gonna hop. I mean, he is one of my sons, and yeah, we hop in the wilderness. And no one's around.
Roll a persuasion check.
Fair enough, my king.
I don't know, Rig. I don't know. I've already compromised enough, you know? I really like the name Hop. It's so cutesy.
No, he was agreeing with the hop with having hop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to
Those
exchange it out.
pregnancy hormones are sure a powerful force.
They are. Don't say that in front of the others. You're embarrassing me. Anyways, she turns. I really appreciate you all coming here and returning my husband whole and sound. I mean, I know he would. He's so talented with that bow of his. But nevertheless, I appreciate you all. Well, go ahead. Say thank you. She gives, elbows you on the side.
Thank you all for joining me on our quest and supporting me. I am going to be staying with my wife for the remainder of the pregnancy, sending out diplomatic missions, trying to build an empire here, and of course also preparing to be a father to my little fella.
Well, if Rig is staying behind, do you think you'll need some extra hands? Because Elman's gonna stay behind too, I assume. Isn't that right, sweetheart? I think it's necessary. I should remain by Rig's side at all times now.
I'm also going to remain at Rig's side to make sure that he doesn't get hugged, especially by Elmond.
Well, it's up.
Yeah, 2 bodyguards. Living the dream.
Oh, sure. I'll be accompanying you all, but if you need an extra hand, maybe Queen Helga could lend us her other friend that she was hiring.
You know, all umbrellas will go wherever you want me to. If you want me to stay, I'll stay. If you want me to go, I'll go, you know. I'm flexible. I'm just trying to, figure out where my family is, turn them back. But, wherever you need me, that's where I am.
Well, I think we have the strongest lead on your family we've had yet, because clearly Elder Lich Galmar knows something, and I'm betting the answers that we seek will be on Chaldea, which is undoubtedly our next stop.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm in for that.
Okay. Then we shall leave. She will reserve the bodyguard for another time. Where else do you want to go? Is there any more business you need to do here before we leave the palace?
I mean, we're going to be spending an extended period of time in Stoneguard.
Yeah, for sure.
like several days, if not like a full week. We've just been, I mean, we've just been through quite the ringer.
Yep.
And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we just got back, and
There's
I
more
think
people to visit. You need to go to the forge, probably see Dongon.
I'd like to go to the forge. I'd like to go see Dongon. I'm gonna need to spend a total of 48 hours just studying, which I don't need to do all of that here. I could do some of it on the road
Okay.
because I don't need all of the spells right away. I also need to go to a shop. I'd like those precious gemstones that we got. Are those like those don't have any magical capabilities to them, do they?
No, those are just precious gemstones. You can sell
Okay,
them
I'd
for
like
the
to
value that they were listed at.
Yeah, I'd like to sell those. Yeah. But I guess Gon should be the first stop. Let's go
Okay.
do that. 'Cause that's gonna be the most significant thing, I think.
All right, so we're going to be moving over to the Hammercast guilds. Where's Don gone? Let me grab him 1 second.
We have this also like all Fog de War off, considering I'm like the president of this place.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks so nice. Ooh, I like this room.
He's just gone. What the heck?
He's gone.
No, where is Don gone? Oh, there he is. Gosh, I knew my eye wasn't catching it. All right.
Ember gone.
I need to fix this too. All right, all the characters, and then his brother should be here as well. Imbergon. Oh, Kamaji! You've returned! Excellent! How are you, my old friend? Comes up and embraces you with this really big hug, so much so that it pulls you up off the ground by an inch.
I return like as soon as he does that, I like pick him up and like swirl him around in like a perfect circle and drop him back down.
Oh my! I have some good news for you, my friend. I have crafted some spell scrolls. Some of them I could give to you for free. And he hands you the number that we've discussed over. I think how many was it? 3 or 4?
Yeah, it was 3.
And then these other 9 that I have, they required well, they're a bit pricey to make. So if you can cover the crafting cost, then I could just give them to you. I won't charge any extra, of course, but we have to keep our business around here profitable, at least to pay the mages.
Of course. So I'm pretending like I sold those gemstones, right?
Yes.
So that covers basically it's 1,600 gold pieces worth I'm buying from him.
Okay.
So that'll cover all that, plus the 400 extra, and then 800 of my own gold pieces I'm gonna just pay right now, in order to. That's gonna be like what the cost is for me to copy them into my spell book. So that means that I have all these spells. After a certain amount of hours pass, I'll have all these spells in my spell book. But also, I still have these spell scrolls too. So I'll be able to cast one of all the spells that I've learned without using a spell slot.
Okay. Very good.
And then I also just for the sake of knowing what's going on in the little thing, I'm gonna just exchange my platinum pieces for gold pieces, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. He tells you that he was able to make 2,500 gold pieces in order to gain the level 6 through 10 wizard prerequisites. So that is now met. And then, Eric, what was your question?
Oh no, I was gonna say also when you two hug, Thorolf steps between Rig and the hugging, and with his arms out.
Oh.
Got your back, my king. No hugs will touch you when I'm around.
Thorolf, you, don't say this enough, but, you're my favorite. Never leave.
Oh, yes, the royal hugger, Thorolf. It's good to see you again. I don't believe we've actually met, but I have seen you in passing before. You do an excellent job. You are a master of your craft.
Oh, thank you, Radbakatsu. I've heard good things about your dog god and your brother. You know, I take my job very seriously. I'm here to protect King Rig from hugs and whatever else might come his way.
And that is fair. I know that King Rig, well, he doesn't like hugs very much, does he?
No, he does not. I happen to be okay with them. I'm actually rather fond of them myself.
Well, please make yourself at home. He pulls up a stool for you to sit on. I'm just doing a little bit of business here with Kamaji. Something else to keep in mind is we need another additional 5,000 gold pieces to be able to train these acolytes and get them, well, more knowledgeable about spells and teach them scribing and all the other things that go along with Mages Guild duties. You don't happen to have that, do you?
I do not.
How darn. Well, if you come into some extra gold, do be sure to donate it here to the Arcanum University. I know you have a lot on your mind already, but rest assured that business has been, well, kept steady. We did make a little bit of a tidy profit.
I do have some.
How would you feel about becoming a state university?
Well,
The
that
official
would.
university of Stoneguard.
Well, the official University of Stoneguard. That we'd have to look to Kamaji for that, as he is the Archmage here.
We do have money in our coffers, and if we did sponsor you, it would have to be official channels.
Well, I do have another option. Have been kind of holding on to this potion of some value. Now, this potion of longevity fetches around 9,000 gold pieces on the market, on the free market, capable of reducing a person's age by up to 12 years.
Oh, that is a significant potion. I mean, well, why wouldn't King Rig want that? Wouldn't he be able to live a longer life with his beloved Helga?
I mean, he already is race.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf, and we do live long lives, and I believe in living naturally. When it's my time, it's my time.
The potion is of much greater value to shorter lifespan individuals in the grand scheme of things. But I also feel like 9,000 gold pieces is likely worth more than 12 years of aging. I don't reckon many of us will have the luxury of dying of old age.
Well, that is true. Well, it's up to you, Kamaji, what you want to do with it. I'm sure I can find a buyer for it, though.
What happens if I donate this to the school?
He will give you 4,000 gold pieces for it, and he will fill the other 5,000 to level the university up by buying enough supplies and resources to access 11 through 15 levels of wizard.
Okay. I mean, I don't particularly care about that myself, other than like, is there going to be implications of that in the world
Yes.
beyond like levels access to us?
Sure. More people have access to magic now. So it becomes a more popular trade. Um,
Like Stoneguard as a whole will benefit. I mean, like
Yep.
that's pretty high level stuff. Like you get really high level spells out of that.
yep.
Okay.
You can
I
either
mean, I don't have any other.
invest the other 4,000 into the last tier, which is 16 through 20, or you can just take the 4,000 gold that's left over.
I think I'll just take it. The potion is of very little value to me as a
Yeah.
player,
Okay.
but like 9,000 is great. So yeah, let's do that. I will sell it, or I'll just drop it and put 4,000 in gold pieces in my inventory. Oh, I came out of this like a bandit almost. I'm up.
Okay. Very nice. Well, now that that's settled, so what's on? What kind of business did you want to talk about?
That really was all the business I had at hand, but and then I'll catch them up on everything that we know now. Catch them up on how we threw off Elder Lich Galmor off our trail by sacrificing one of the Phantom Quartzes. Tell them about the Outlander City. Tell them everything.
Okay.
I did want to ask your opinion on a couple of things.
Oh.
I'm wondering. So I picked up this stone a while ago, not that long ago. It's just called the shiny diamond stone. You said
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't. It was before the precious gemstones that we just picked up. But
You found
do you
that
remember?
inside of like a what monster was that? I can't remember the monster.
Nothing.
The shiny diamond gemstone. I think that one was
Maybe the worm.
no. I think it was
It was like right. It was after Nostradamus, like right after Nostradamus.
uh yeah. I'm gonna say that I didn't give you a value on that one, did I?
You didn't. All I wrote down was shiny diamond stone.
I'm gonna say that that is a focus, but it gives +1.
Okay, so it's an arcane focus +1.
Yep.
What do you know? What's it worth?
That's a good question. Let me check that.
Because I'll just sell that. Because I have a wand that's +3. Somebody else want, and that's Brillis might want this. Does Brillis have anything like that?
I don't think so.
They typically don't count as items or weapons. They're like gear or wondrous items.
Yeah, they're like a grimoire or something or other is a good example of something
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, Reels doesn't have anything like that. He got the robe of eyes from Rig in the last session, but other than that,
It can be used on a quarterstaff or some other kind of implement that can be, attach it to it to act as the, the source of the focus if you wanted it to. That's probably the better use for it as opposed to just an arcane focus. So it would make the quarterstaff a quarterstaff +1, or if you had some other way of casting, another weapon, you can attach it to that. The hilt of a wand, for example.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's a weapon already or something that's already there for that.
Realist doesn't really use weapons much. He has a crossbow, and I guess a dagger. The crossbow comes out every once in a while. I don't think he's ever used the dagger.
Wait, I'm just seeing.
You could tell me the weapon that you want.
I found it. We can call it the wand of the war mage. +1 is basically what this is, right?
Okay. Let me check.
Holding this wand, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. In addition, this one also says in addition you ignore half cover.
That works. 1,200 gold pieces. That's about the right price too. So you could take that one.
All right.
Okay.
You want me to put it in shared treasure for you, Eric? I also wanted to ask him. All right, that's taken care of.
Okay.
Now, what was Nostradamus exactly? Was he a vampire as well, or was he like a lich? He was a vampire.
He was a vampire.
Yeah. Now, if I were to, I have a vampire soul in a bottle. Or spirit.
That's unusual.
Yes, I was wondering there maybe be a way to forge it into a weapon to take its power and use it in a weapon. Do you think our smiths in the forge could do that, or is there any way to make this useful to us? And if not, is there any way that you know of to destroy it safely?
Well, I'd say the forge would be a safe bet, wouldn't you, Rig?
I do believe so.
He's gonna roll.
But could we use it though, instead of destroying it?
Well, you could, but there might be unintended consequences for doing something like that. I don't know I don't know the condition of the soul. So it could be that if it's naturally evil, it might have some adverse effects.
Let's see. And then, do you think the same would happen if you were to infuse a weapon with a phantom quartz?
Oh, phantom quartz! I wouldn't suggest doing that. I don't know what would happen. I don't think that's ever been tested.
I see. It does kind of seem like a dumb idea, so I guess I was just asking you to try and talk me out of it.
Well, curiosity is not always, I don't want to characterize it as dumb because I am also curious about it. The point is I just don't know I don't know the outcome. I've never tried it, never heard of anyone ever trying it, so who knows?
I mean, we infused a sunstone into a weapon, and I don't feel like I've never felt like I could feel any pull towards good or evil from the weapon itself. I never felt like the weapon did anything like that.
Roll an Arcana check. That is true. You've not felt anything like that. So perhaps it could work. But we don't know. There's an inherent risk in trying it. He then suggests, well, perhaps it's just the I don't know. Maybe it's the type of energy that it gets, or maybe it just has a different effect on the weapon itself. I have no idea, Kamaji. We could test it.
Yes, but we only have 2 phantom quartz, and we need at least one of them. Ideally 2.
True.
How did we split the sunstone down into the 7 smaller ones again? Did we do that? We did that in the
In the
Cloud
forge.
Coast or in the Forge.
I remember it's in the forge.
Yeah, I think that's right.
If we could do that again, then we could afford to dick around with some of these.
Well,
But right now, as it stands, we only have 2. I guess our next stop will be the Forge, because that's where all of our questions are leading us.
yeah. So Forge is next destination?
Yeah, unless we have anything, anybody else has anything with Dawn gone. I mean, that was everything I had.
Okay. To the Forge.
Oh, wait.
Well,
I wanted to ask him one more thing.
sure.
Well, we told him about the Fang Keep. We filled him in on the whole story. Curious if he knows anything, like, or if, like, there's any clerics that have developed the ability to cure diseases or anything like that in Stoneguard that we could, like, send to help Fang Keep Village.
Well, there are healers. They call themselves clerics, so they don't have many powers yet. They have been knocking on my door quite a bit, though, to try and get our secrets, which I have not shared, but they have been coming around a lot more. In fact, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. That there have been a few people snooping about our stores. I caught one individual acolyte who was rifling about one of our barrels, found some of our mushrooms, was about to take them back to the church. I, of course, stopped him and apprehended the materials and placed them back in the barrel, but nevertheless, they are interested in what we have. Apparently, they don't have the money, like we do, to research all of this, the expeditions and whatnot.
I think you should share what you can without hindering yourself too much. I don't think it's I don't think magic is something to be hoarded to oneself.
Oh, very well. I shall do that then. I wasn't sure how you felt about it. They are part
Especially
of...
especially if they're healers and they're on our side. I think those are the people that deserve to know magic the most.
Yes, that is a good
So
point.
why I was offered earlier to grant you a royal charter, make you the official magic university of Stoneguard and the Stoneguardian Empire.
Oh, that would be fantastic. You should know, however, that the church that is trying to acquire these mushrooms... Hold on one second.
Don't tell me it's fucking a church of Ren the Nightwalker.
No.
That'd be fucked.
It's it was actually an acolyte of Malachite. And I've heard word that the Church of Ponk is also trying to find these resources, as well as the Church of Sweeney, which they call the Palace of Sweeney, the Dance Palace. Silly name, I know. Here, I'll mark them on your map for you, so you can find them later. Isn't going to mark
It's better
this.
than could have been like the bounce house.
Oh my god, no, that's it right there, the bounce house.
Amazing.
Church of Sweeney. It's right there. And then there's the House of Punk. Which is right here. And the last one was Malachite. And the person that he found was the acolyte from Malachite. Excuse me.
Acolyte from Macalite. I like that. So wait, can we what clerics are these? I'm just curious. Are they gonna be like a cleric subclass? Like is Malachite gonna be the what is it? The trickery cleric?
The trickery, yeah. There's like some like people studying healing there, but there's many different kinds of like people interested in magic.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's marked on the map. I'm gonna go back to the Hammercast Guild. Hey, welcome in, Neo Stone. You guys need to try out Gloomhaven. That's a fun one, but no RP in Gloomhaven.
It is fun. It's
It is
just
fun.
a lot of setup.
Yeah. Well, they have the video game now. The video game goes pretty smooth.
I haven't done that one yet.
That's
That'd be fun.
Gloomhaven.
It's like D&D without the RP, just the combat.
Oh.
But it has its own system. It uses like a card system.
Yeah, it's like you don't need a DM.
Steam version is very hard. All right, so we're going to the Forge next, right?
Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Gosh. When you guys walk into the Forge, you remember your old friend Fram. The memory still haunts you about how he was picked up and thrown off the side of the Forge platform down into the lava, where the last thing you saw was his long, strange, long thumb falling below the surface.
I can't. I'll see you on the other side. That's what's going through our head as we walk in.
I actually don't remember that Rune is unconscious. Was unconscious there.
Right.
And Gridlock is not there.
This place holds terrible memories for me. Do you mind if I stay outside, Rig? Actually, no. No. I'll never leave your side. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
I can't.
You know, if you want to go outside, I totally don't blame you, but you
Special.
more than welcome.
A special advanced guard, Elmond Warclaw, will never leave your side, even when faced with such terrible memories.
Oh, good. Yep. Hope you're safe. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, if you want to protect me from outside while I examine the forge, you can feel free to do so.
Roll persuasion. No, I'm staying by you. Always, Rig. From now until forever.
Yep. Okay.
All right, you guys move into the forge and you approach the anvil. This is where you can do any of your crafting that you need to do. Enchanting does cost some. You do have access to the forge. This is Rig's kingdom, so it will be at half cost for you to do the enchantments. You can see the enchantments by going to the Google Sheets and going to the enchantments tab, scrolling all the way to the left. You can do a damage upgrade cost. You can also add a damage type if you wanted to. How this works is if you upgrade your item's enchantment, you pay the difference in cost. Example, if you pay 2,800 gold pieces for 1d2 psychic damage and want to upgrade to 1d3 psychic damage, subtract the 2,800 gold pieces from the 3,600, which leaves a difference of 800. All right. They have a hard point cost, so keep that in mind. You're just going to look at the equipment page for what your hard points are. That will determine how much you can upgrade that weapon. If it is a standard like longsword or something like we would have in this They should all be there except for a few of them. If it's like the long leaf bow, that one's not in our Google sheet. That one would go under ancient. Or actually, sorry, classic.
What about my dwarven chef's knife? That's like kind of a custom thing.
Dwarven chef's knife would be. Let me check.
Can you link the Google Sheet to me? I still cannot find it.
It would be. Sure, yeah,
Discord.
1 second. It would be classic, so you would have 2 hard points.
Okay, and is the sunstone that's in it already taking up a hard point?
Yes. There you go,
Okay.
East.
Thank you. I need to ask a permission.
You shouldn't need to. You have. Oh my God, that's the wrong link. Sorry, East. I was using a different one. Hold on.
Okay.
That's for the other campaign. It's this one.
Yay.
There you go.
Okay. And
What if I just want to make my weapon's a +1 from the sunstone? What if I just want to make it a +2?
Let me go to this.
Because all of these are just straight damage.
So it's either 1d2 of that damage type or a +1. Same cost. You would double it if you're doing both. So at the top it says 1d2 and then +1. So you can choose one of those options.
1d2 plus 1.
They're 2 different options. So the top one refers to the damage type, like 1d2 cold damage would cost 100, or a +1 would be the same equivalent. That would also cost 100.
Oh. So like my car now is +3, I can make it +4?
If it's a +3 and it's then you'd be going from 3,600 to 4,500.
Oh.
Wait, so
Ooh,
I
so
could add a +6 to my weapon for 1 hard point if I had 13,000 gold.
Yeah.
Or no, I'd only need 12,000 actually.
So if what's the current what is it at currently? +2?
What? My weapon is a +1 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, my weapon is already +3.
I see a mistake
So
I did
what?
here. So you'd take the max payment. So the +1 here would be. I should probably reduce this. This is incorrect. But you would take 300 if it's +1. If you're going to like +6, then you would reduce 300. So it'd be 13,300 to upgrade it.
Okay, so it's not additive. So like I can't because I have a +1 weapon, I just can't add +1. I have to play a +2 cost.
If you're going up, like, what are you trying to do? You're going from +1 to +2?
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Okay. So then you would subtract the difference. And I should really
So it'd
I should
be-
really do this. This is actually incorrect. It should look like this. I see a mistake I made, so.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. So it'd be like if I wanted to do that, I'd pay 1,200.
Let me double check 1 second. So you're going from +1 to +2, so 1,200. Yes.
Okay, let me see how much gold I got. Okay, I just got a bunch of gold, so let's see.
1,200. Oh,
He's going from +1 to +2, so he takes the difference.
so I need 3,000 to become +4.
What are you starting at?
+3. My card is +3. It's super awesome.
Yep, you need 3,000. You got it.
Oh, I kind of want it, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey,
Okay.
so I give you 3,000.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh shit! I only have 3,000. Nice.
So likewise, instead of adding the +1 to your weapon, you can add extra kinds of damage to it. So you're like, hey, I want this to have radiant damage. You would do the same thing. You say, okay, I want 1d2 radiant damage on it. It would cost you 1,000 gold pieces to add that to the weapon.
If he that also costs 3 hard points though instead
It costs
of 1.
3 hard points, right?
The hard points are kind of weird because getting a +6 to hit and to damage for 1 hard point is infinitely better
That's
than
true.
getting psychic damage as a rider
So
for 4
maybe
hard points.
maybe these should just be all 1 then.
Because a
Nice hard
+6,
point.
It's
a
like how much
+6
can upgrade the weapon.
Oh,
a +6 is like better than 1d12 damage.
I see what you're
And it
saying,
also
yeah.
and it also adds to the amount of times you're gonna hit. But we could go over it again another time. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll fix it later. I'm trying to figure out if maybe I meant something else by the +1. I don't remember now. Hold on.
well, I have
I'll look at it later.
sharpshooter, so it's better just +1
Sure.
to make it easier to hit.
And who is the Giga Chad? That is Little Tim. Little Tim got facial reconstruction surgery.
Now he's a handsome team.
Now he's handsome Tim. They've returned to Stoneguard.
Why is it enchant spell scroll?
Where do you see that?
I can enchant spells just at the Google sheet. Enchant spell scrolls.
Enchanted spell scrolls.
Oh, enchanted. Yeah. You can write up spell scrolls now.
Ooh.
That's what I basically just did.
But this is a work in progress. I need to do more work on the hard points, it looks like.
Well,
So should we not upgrade weapons right now?
I would say for the +1 and stuff, yes. It's the damage types that need to be fixed.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna do.
I gotta
I
give
think I'm gonna bring
you-
my dwarven chef's knife to a +3 for 3,300 gold.
Okay.
I think that's worth it for me.
Yeah, and I feel like
So,
that's
I'm gonna.
pretty balanced.
Yeah, that's fair. That's expensive as fuck, but it's also a +3.
I give you 3,000.
Okay, I'm just gonna edit this. Okay. Done. Dwarven chef's knife upgraded.
Nice.
I'm also just gonna get. I assume these guys probably I can get daggers here for real cheap, or do they even not bother with that?
A dagger, like a dwarven forged dagger.
I just want a regular dagger, just daggers, just cheap
Yeah.
daggers.
You can buy a cheap dagger for the price of a dagger.
Okay.
Yay.
How much are daggers?
Ooh,
2 gold
awesome.
pieces. I'm gonna buy like 10 of them.
And dagger? Why you need so many dagger?
I'm gonna be throwing them now. I got a new cantrip that basically I got a ranged attack that's like a throwing dagger cantrip where I can add my sneak attack to it. So
Nice.
instead of
Ooh,
using a bow.
we both throwing stuff. Nice.
Yeah, I learned a thing or two from watching Ruin.
I can give you a dagger, and rope. I never use them. I buy them for fun.
Yeah, I don't want the rope because like the spell I have enables me to throw them like up to 150 feet, and they have like it's like they don't do dagger damage. They do like a magic thing instead.
Mm. All right.
They also
Oh, that.
no, go
Anybody
ahead.
else enchanting anything while we're here?
I don't think any of my characters are, because Rig and Thorolf are staying, and Brillis doesn't have anything really to enchant.
Okay. Okay. Then we can go back to the city map. And where do we go next? They were just at the forge. There we go.
I mean, those are the big places we had to hit. Everything else we want to hit is all like curiosity and RP stuff, which I would like to go to some of these churches and maybe just check them out and see what they're all about. I gotta
Sure.
say, I think wow, I said Malachite. I think Kamaji's most interested in the bounce house, being that like the blade song tradition that he's been practicing, it came to him like in a vision. You know, he
Yes.
feels a certain attraction to the bounce house, being that it's so Sweeney being the god of dance, and like the blade song being a tradition steeped in that.
Brillis is kind of hoping that
Okay.
one of the temples might have information about his family, or how to undo his curse and turn his family back. He would probably be most likely to seek out the worshippers of Punk, because he's the deity of fatherhood, just on the off chance that there might be some fatherhood trick to turning your family back
Ooh,
into
that's a good point.
flesh and blood beings. You know, dear, I sure could talk to some Punk worshippers and see if any of them are, able to help me out with my predicament.
And I mean, heck, if we're gonna visit the other one too, then we might as well visit the Church of Malachite. I'm sure Ruin would probably be most interested in that one. Probably.
Fine. I guess.
I don't know. I could just picture Ruin being up to no good a lot, and Malachite's
What is
kind of all about that.
What's he the god of in this world?
Guile.
Yeah, that would be a good one for Ruin.
Guile.
Yes, Guile.
And what else? It's something else too, isn't there?
You're part of the the Anarchic Four, and you are the deity of Guile, plane of the Elfkin Wood. Inside of that area is the Mocking Wood. The stone is malachite, and the symbol is a lamp or a ring.
What if the stone wasn't malachite? How funny would that be?
Could have been jade, I guess.
I know, but it would just be like,
Like,
his
what?
name is a stone.
I know, right? Wouldn't make
And it's
sense.
sapphire.
Yeah.
That would have just gone to show that I wouldn't know my stones. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are here at the
It's
church.
your world. It might not be a stone here. Who knows?
True. You're at the church, the bounce house, the Church of Sweeney. When you guys enter, all these skulls, please just imagine them as terror bird skulls. Okay, so they're all terror birds. They're not humanoid skulls. That's very important. On the ground, you see markings. These markings aren't runes, they're scratches. Like where people do the dances, you can see the worn movements on the tiles. The doors to your left and right, scratch, stomp. The doors to your left and right are closed, but you hear people behind the doors doing dances and playing music. And I will play you some music now. Oh yeah, I don't have the music on in the Discord, so let me do that for you. Hold on. All right, the music is going for you in the Discord. Get that ambiance.
Well, he didn't say he was hungry, but he's eating.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Oh, East, yeah. I made spaghetti sauce with Aiko, and it was so good.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked good.
Aiko?
My partner. Okay. You guys want to go in?
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
You guys ever? What? By the way, our Discord is, the. It looks weird now
Whoa,
on your screen.
what happened? Oh, I know why. It's showing it's showing this thing. Show my screen share.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Thank you. Thank you, Mama Porcini.
By the way, you guys put lemon in the coffee? Lemon juice coffee?
Lemon juice
No.
coffee? No.
No?
I mean, it's popular to serve espresso with a lemon peel on the side.
I got
But that's like an Italian thing, though.
But they say this is American lemon coffee.
No.
This is the first time I drink this. A little bit
Funny.
weird. Yeah.
It's a classic people calling something from somewhere where it doesn't actually come from.
Yeah, it's very confusing. It's a lemon American Sicily. Very weird stuff.
I mean, lemon and coffee is not like the weirdest thing, but it's not a common thing in the US. And it's usually not like lemon juice. It's like an expressed lemon peel or something like that.
Funny. I'm just trying to find one thing real quick. This will work. All right. You guys can go ahead and move around and go inside the temple if you'd like.
There any shiny here?
You don't see any shiny. Well, there's not really any shinies on displayed out in the halls. You do see people dancing. You just see these massive skulls on the left and right side of the room that are terror bird skulls. And then the middle chamber is quite large. There's a huge terror bird skull ahead. But you can roll a nature check on it.
Nature.
There's something off about the skull. You can't quite figure out what it is, but you do notice that that really large one, it just appears to not be natural. Like maybe it's not actually a terror bird skull. Thorolf, you are certain that this is actually not a terror bird skull. It's actually a rock skull. Like a rock as in the large eagle, but they have chiseled it to make it look like a terror bird.
I know my terror birds, guys. When you grow up in the streets of Stoneguard, you learn a thing or two about terror birds. That's obviously a rock.
But like a statue.
Well, it's a skull. Just it's
Cool, that-
been looks like they've added bones to it and carved pieces off to make it look more like a terror bird.
I'm not sure why they do that. The rock itself is a beautiful bird.
All right. As you move in, there are people dancing in front of you on this area, and you can see that there's like a worn imprints in the ground where they move in a very particular pattern for their scratch, scratch, stomp ritual. As you move further up, you do see a priest ahead near the altar. He's kind of moving back and forth between the dancers and the altars up ahead. He's going to roll perception. He notices you approach and sees that you're not adorned in the proper clothing, which is loose feathered capes and these giant beak masks that have strings that attach. They put them over their head to make them all look like terror birds. They also have these fake wings that they flap around as they move about in these strange circles, scratching and stomping, scratching and stomping.
You're saying we stand out in this crowd? That's weird.
You stand out.
We're not the only non-feathered, non-beaked individuals in here.
You're the only non-beaked individuals. The music begins to pick up. It becomes more lively for you. And then the priest comes down the ramp and he says to you, "Schwark! Come over! Come over!"
Actually, Brigsby is beaked
He is.
and feathered.
Yeah, he fits right in here.
Yeah,
He's
you want
never
me to
fit
come
in
over there,
better.
Fred? You only have to ask me once, you know.
Who
You know
are
what?
you?
You know what's really
Squawk!
funny?
Squawk!
You want to know what's really funny is I actually picked up a spell. I picked up 2 spells. One of which is called Enhance Familiar that lets me turn them into like a giant version of their species, or whatever the familiar is for an hour. And then another spell that I got, hold on, I gotta find it. Too many spells. Basically, I can become my familiar, or like take the same shape as.
Hell
my
yeah,
familiar.
nat 20s. Hopefully.
I can assume the same form. So, and that also lasts for an hour. So if I combine the two, I can become a giant owl.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's approached you. Have you done this yet, or
No, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just saying that the possibility of me doing this is there.
I hope you do it. We'll see though. Join the scratch scratch stomp. What are you doing? Squawk squawk.
What are you doing? What's that noise?
Are you here to join the full-feathered Church of Sweeney?
I was just coming to kind of see what y'all were all about.
Where's your plumage? Squawk, squawk!
I don't currently possess any plumage, good sir, but I heard that you had some clerics that were looking to learn the ways of magic.
Magic, squawk, yes, magic!
Also, I was wondering if you could tell me a bit about this this dance, this form of dance that came to me in a vision, and he performs his blade song in front of the priest.
Roll performance. He grabs your hand as a new song begins to play throughout this, enclosed space. It's got really good acoustics. And he says, yes, you can have visions of Sweeney who guide your way. Squawk! Join me! He grabs your hand and he pulls you into this circle that's developed around this area right here where you see that sigil. That's just the ground markings where they've worn into the tiles. They begin to dance in a circle over and over again. You find yourself swept away in this trance-like feeling as you go around and around and around with all these other strangely clad individuals with these fake beaks attached to their head and these feathered capes and feathered wings that they continue flapping. Go ahead and roll a performance check again with advantage this time. And it's better than even your previous performance, and you begin to fall into this trance, and you have a vision of yourself soaring. Now, I want to know in depth, what is it that you're looking for with your vision, with your blade song? This is in regards to remind me one more time.
I just was kind of looking into the origins of it, and being that it's elven in origin, I guess my fears were that it would be tied to Chaldea because it's an elven tradition and song that came to me in a vision.
Yeah. Okay, so what is going to happen here is, give me a moment. This is the Anarchic 4. No. Yes, it is. It's be number 4. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to show you a vision of something. You are a bird flying overhead, okay? I don't think... Oh, you're not going to be able to see this. I'm going to describe it to you. You're flying overhead of a city, a clockwork city, and below is a bustling street, but it's enshrouded in this darkness. You see these elves who are sort of clinging to the shadows, and they're evading these strange figures that are marching through the street. These sort of colossal clockwork engines that sort of, with every step, steam kind of, this plume of steam ejects from their backs as these mechanisms sort of propel them forward through the streets. They're wielding these giant axes, and you recognize the style of armor to be similar but not the same as the style of armor that you acquired from the traveler that escaped Chaldea. You have this armor on you. I believe it's with Prince Elmond. And as you fly overhead, you see this temple. The temple is run down. Many of the glass panes have been shattered, but there are some worshippers surrounding the front area of it. And they are also dressed or clad in the same attire as the people at the church you're in. And you see the sign, and the sign says the Temple of Hypnotic Sway.
It's Sweeney, Church of Sweeney on Chaldea.
You think possibly. These people seem to be repressed. They are under guard. The giant mechanisms seem to loom over them. And then occasionally you also see these what appear to be Shadowlands creatures, also marching through the streets. and they seem to be in charge
Wait.
of these clockwork mechanisms.
I'm just picturing like a bunch of like really like sad, beaten down people wearing very colorful feather cloaks and beak masks.
Yes. They seem to be like
You can break our spirits, but you'll never break our sense of fashion.
everything seems to be censored and watched over very carefully, so they're allowed to practice, but they have to practice within certain set guidelines. That's just the general feeling. You don't know all those words specifically, just how it appears to
there's
you.
there's no danced patterns into the floor.
No,
worn
there's
into the
not.
floor.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
They also seem to be giving over some of the money to these shadow administrators. And then the vision fades and you find yourself back here in the bounce house, the Church of Sweeney. A very different vibe.
I think I've seen what I've needed to see. Thank you.
Squawk! Did Sweeney show you the vision? Squawk!
He did indeed. And then I'm gonna have Brigsby fly up to me, and I'm gonna. This spell is not one that I keep prepared, keep it for special occasions, but because I still have that spell scroll of it, I can still use it without having it prepared. So I'm gonna use the. Should I do both? I might as well do both. Why not? I'll do the one of them's a ritual, so I'll just do that one anyway. And I'll make Brigsby into a giant owl.
Okay.
Which the best way, I don't know what the best way to really do that is. Hold on. Let's see.
I realize that I can show you the picture, and I'm going to real quick. This is the screenshot that you get from the overhead view. It's a little bit more, it doesn't show like the shadows and all of that, okay? So let me just do this. That's what you see. There's a bustling market over to the right, though many of the people there also seem repressed. Let you fly over this building here. Temple of Hypnotic Sway. Okay.
One moment. I have a solution here. Whoa. Okay. That's a big city.
It's a big city.
The Madman's Lighthouse.
Right, you're not supposed to see all of it. Whoops. You can see this.
I got a good look.
You got a good look.
I was zooming around that map.
Sweeney blessed you.
There you go. That's what you can
the
see.
vision.
Yeah, you guys saw how big that thing was? Makes Stoneguard look tiny. Although our map of Stoneguard is not really scaled, right? I think we said that a while ago.
Yeah, well, it's close enough, I guess, now. It's been built up a bit. Okay.
If you want to go back to the...
Yeah. All right, back to the bounce house.
All right, so I'm gonna swap out Brigsby for Bigsby. by enhancing my familiar, and then I'm gonna cast the other spell with my spell scroll to take on his form. So I am also Bigsby, and we're both now owls that are large, and we're both gonna scratch, stomp in unison around the circle.
Roll
as
another
owls.
performance check with advantage again. Oh my god. It's a prophet! Squawk! It's a sweetie prophet! Squawk! Squawk! The people begin to circle around you in unison. They have their hands held and they begin to be jumping at the same time as they move. And you are now inside this circle. They all seem to be giving you an honorific acknowledgement for your connection to their lord Sweeney. They believe you to be a prophet sent by the deity.
Yeah, and instead of like squawking, I go, "Whoo, whoo, whoo."
They all begin to mimic the sound, hoo, 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 instead of squawking.
Nice. I'm gonna fly away.
It all.
I've never been able to fly before. Commodity's like sick. This is the first time he's been able to do this. So he's gonna fly. He's gonna fly around the church.
The priest begins to hoot at you. Whoo! Come back! Come back! Teach us a lesson! Come back! Whoo! Whoo! As he goes up to the altar.
Teach him a lesson?
Teach us a lesson. Yes, from Sweeney.
I poop on him.
No.
They all look at each other.
Okay.
No, it's too late.
kidding.
It's too late. They all look at each other. They're gonna roll insight check,
Teach us a lesson.
and they all think that they need to start pooping, and so
No.
they all start pooping
This
like
is
birds.
disgusting.
You caused this.
Smells so.
I can't talk in this form. I literally can't do anything. Like I'm just a giant owl. Like, I'm conscious, but I can't like speak or anything. Like I'm not a druid or anything cool like that.
So there's now excrement around.
Well, you know what to do.
Red King, I'll protect you from the poop. And Barov gets in front of Rig.
I mean, really, they won't know if it was me or the familiar that pooped on him.
True. True. Well, they're now dancing in their feces, and it's growing to be rather smelly inside of the temple of Sweeney. What would you like to do?
I'm just flying around up top.
They ask for
Have a good old time.
another lesson from the prophet of Sweeney.
Woo!
They begin to hoot back at you. They try to take flight off of the ledges inside of the temple, but none of them can actually fly, so they just kind of fall down.
I was really hoping you were going to say, the prophet of Sweetie, and I was going to say, who?
Oh, I see.
The prophet of Sweetie.
They just hoot back.
That's all I can do.
They tell
I'm
you
going to flap my wings.
They tell you if you return to them on their next day of worship, which is next week, then they would be they'd be honored to have you lead their excursion out into the wild. They're going to attempt to capture a terror bird and commune with it in hopes that Sweeney will come down from his plane and speak to them. They believe that having the prophet there will help to make this process much smoother.
Woo!
And they say, "You."
Woo. That's
They
all,
run.
that's all
They
I
run.
got.
They run over to you, and they're like trying to jump and grab your feet as you're flying overhead of them. None of them can reach you, of course, but they're all giggling and smiling as they do so. They're a bit kooky, these folk. I mean, you know all too well how Sweeney followers are. We've
I
been
mean,
down this before.
they're literally dancing in bird shit.
They are. They are.
True.
So yeah, kooky is that's yeah, sure. Kookie's a word to describe that.
Should we leave this church now?
Yeah,
That
I don't. I need to take a shower.
Okay. Let's move on.
I'm still flying. I'm gonna make the most. I had this for an hour, so I'm gonna. Kamachi's gonna be flying around as an owl for the next hour for sure.
You want to go to the House of Ponk next? It's the next closest.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a moment. Actually, let's take a quick break here.
I was gonna say I kind of want to grab some cookies and ice cream.
Sure.
I had a big old dinner before we got on, and now I want to have a little sweets.
Sweet sound good.
I want ice cream.
All right, let's take a quick break. I gotta go change laundry out anyway, so we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. It looks like we lost somebody. All right, I'm back. All right, let's see. We're going. Oh, right, we're going to the House of Ponk next. Oh God. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Maybe one of my favorite characters ever.
Honk is pretty great.
I'll never forget that time when he just decides to overstay his welcome at the academy. He's just following the kids out. It's just so creepy, you know? Why are you
Trying
here?
to ask him to if he can adopt them.
I know, right? There's so many awkward moments.
Oh yes, Honk is great. Well, if you need Honk or Sweeney to appear, I'm happy to do them again.
We're gonna roll for it. Hopefully he comes.
Yep. I mean, it's Honk, so you know.
Should be an advantage at least. He's desperate to show up.
Oh, you want me to come by? Okay, I'm here.
He's just such. He's so weird. I love it. Whoops. You're totally right. It's not ashes. I always forget to change it because they kind of look the same colors. My eye always doesn't catch it. There you
I
go.
always forgot to change that.
Thanks, Bronze. Welcome in. We're playing D&D tonight.
This tastes actually not that bad. It just kind of like new.
I really channeled Malachite on that one. They said, "Teach me a lesson, and I'll teach you a lesson."
You did. You definitely channeled Malachite.
I'll teach you a lesson you won't soon forget. Don't stand underneath birds.
A good lesson.
All right. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, so when you enter the church, you see this individual. People are calling out his name. Apparently it is Conk. Priest Conk. People are on the pews, and Conk is giving a lecture. about the importance of family and how the most important relationship is filial piety, which is the relationship between a father and his son. And that this bond is, there is nothing more significant in an individual's life.
Significant.
Nothing more significant. Like utmost importance. He begins to talk about examples of this, and he discusses Ponk's relationship to his son Vieri, another deity of the plains. And he explains that one time when Ponk was teaching Vieri a lesson, he asked Vieri if he was okay sleeping with animals, and Vieri honestly answered that he wasn't. And Ponk revealed that this was actually a trick question, and that he was hoping that Vieri would answer that he was uncomfortable. And he explains the reason why they had this lesson was to teach children the importance of respecting animals in the woods. But then he notes at the end that Vieri always felt uncomfortable with this, and that but that it's actually a misrepresentation that Ponk was okay with sleeping with animals. And the crowd begins to they're nodding, but they're like kind of nodding confusedly about what the lesson is in the priest's sermon, and they're not quite following his meaning. Keep in mind, viewers, this is sort of an inside joke from a previous campaign.
This is revisionist history.
Yes, and so they're just kind of nodding uneasily as they listen to this story. And he kind of comes to a close, and he closes the large book of Ponk, which has many different important proverbs that Ponk has written. You can open it later if you would like. There are copies in the pews. I'm sure that many people in the chamber would be able to tell you, or you can look and read them for yourself.
Kamaji is pretty well read with like various religions. He's proficient in it, and he's studied up on quite a few religions. Could I roll a religion check to see if I recognize this sermon for the fallacy that it is?
Yes, you may.
Damn it.
Brillis is also proficient in
know.
religion. Can I roll a religion check to see if I can get any clues about because his whole point of being here is to see if he can figure out to get his family back into non-stone form. All right.
You can.
You know, maybe this Punk fella is the guy who's gonna help me out and get my family back and make him not be stone anymore, you know?
Oh.
A nat 20. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, you actually find a passage in one of the books in the pews that details a sanctuary. It's not of the material plane, but that if you go there and you bathe in its waters naked, it removes all ailments of any kind. But this can only be found where Ponk resides, and getting there is obviously very difficult, but it is possible.
Well, I just have to get my entire family who was turned into stone there and draw them into the other plane and drop them into a thing of water and hope that the whole thing about them being naked is that something that still works when they're stone, and then maybe I'll turn them back. You know, this is the biggest lead I've had so far. I'm gonna remember this. We need to go find this Punk fella.
And it is called the Pool of Purity. For Punk's pure soul.
For Punk's pure soul, you know, this fella sure sounds like a nice gentleman. I'm sure that when we meet Punk someday, he's gonna be a good guy.
As you guys walk in, there's a man, an usher, who walks up to you, and he begins to move you into one of the pews where there are some empty seats. He puts 3 of you over here. He puts King Rig actually at the front with Brillis. And then Kamaji, you guys are all heroes, so he puts you and Ruin over here.
Gorolf joins Rig because he's the bodyguard. I'm Rig's bodyguard. I must be with him at all times.
Well, Kamaji is a giant owl still, so maybe he'll stand at the back with Bigsby.
Okay. Prince Elman is watching the door. And as you guys, he then welcomes the
Very good,
newcomers.
Watch the door, please. From all the way over there. Yep. It's an excellent choice.
With the book closed, he kind of raises both hands and he says, "Ha ha ha! Let's all stand and give praise to the greatest God that ever lived, Punk, the Almighty. He's so wonderful and so gracious. I love him so much. Now let's all stand and give praise to him. He is so wonderful, and I love him so much. Thank you, King Reg, for coming. It is great to have you here in our presence. Do you have any solemn words you want to speak to the congregation?"
Thank you for having me. Appreciate being here. I once knew someone named Fram who worshipped Punk. That is all.
Fram was such a great warrior. I remember him. We honor him with our thumbs. Let's show our honor, everyone. And he raises his thumb up, and the congregation raises their thumb. And then they all in unison go, "Ah." Let's now turn to Proverbs 1, Punk's Providence. When you're in doubt about yourself, remember to look inward and recognize your value. Would you care to read the next passage, King Rig?
I would not.
That's okay. How about Thorolf?
I'd be happy to read it. It says, look inside yourself. And inside of yourself will beat the true heart of Punk, because Punk is in your heart, and your heart is in Punk. And you're both inside of each other.
And then he goes, "How about you, Brillis? Read the next one."
Oh, looking at the next page there, it just says, ha ha ha, like a Punk there laugh or something. I'm not sure why I just made it into the sacred text.
That's one of my favorite lines in the Book of Providence from Punk. So much wisdom. Sometimes all you can do is laugh. And laughing, that's the best medicine,
He's got a lot of joy in his heart there. I was wondering if I could ask him some questions about Punk after their service,
Sure. We sure can talk. Let's just read one more passage. Excuse me, Goblin Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read the next passage in the book?
I want to check out if Ruin Style remember, you remember when the Fram Style there, he always, give Ruin money when she say anything about, Punk,
Okay.
right?
Yes, she did.
I roll a religion.
Yep. Oh, well, you just need to come up with a line.
Well, what if like Ruin? I feel like because Ruin knows, she ended up actually knowing a lot of Punk proverbs because she would get money every time she learned one.
Oh, true.
She's probably one of the most well-versed people in this church because she learned from Fram and she learned the way she knows best, which is through money.
So she doesn't. She doesn't need to read from the book. She could just say one that's applicable.
Yeah, she could break out some really deep one that I feel like she would be one of the best at it.
So what line?
What
line do you have
for us? I can
sing
a poetry. I don't know. I don't even know.
You got to make it up.
I'm
putting you on the spot.
Man, this is too hard.
Just adapt something you already know, and just throw it in there. Don't worry. Don't worry, Goblin Girl. I have one for you. To live is to die. To die is to live. That's why. He laughs, and then everybody laughs with him. No one
They
really knows what he's
actually-
talking about.
Bro,
You know,
are you
this conch guy there is a real hoot. I'm sure laughing.
there actually is there's actually this type of sentence in Mandarin, you know. You know the like Confucius say.
Yeah.
There's actually this type of sentence.
Yep.
置之死地而后生. You know, like if you die if you leave because you leave and you feel comfortable and you forgot to sense the danger and you die. And if you like live like you will die every second later and you will feel like you sense the danger and then you will leave. That's actually wise.
So Ruin says those words.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, no, you know what? Actually, Ruin gonna make up something like, as Punk say, if you see a goblin girl, you always give her money, like give her all what you got, because that's the right thing to do.
Ah, you're right. It is the right thing to do. I think it's time we all follow Punk's words. When was the last time we gave a goblin girl money? So he goes around and he collects all the money from the people in the church. Go ahead and roll a D100.
Nice. 100, yay, let's go. Hoo-yah! Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
They give you 77 gold pieces.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks for the Punk. This is all follow your word. Then
You're very welcome. Now, today is our day of gathering. We have not heard from Punk for so long. So, we must give a sacrifice of some kind. But I've given this much thought, and I am not sure what we should give. He looks to the crowd, and he asks, what do you think we should sacrifice to get Punk to come down and speak with you?
sacrifice. You know what?
Kamaji's just gonna go up behind Elmond and like flap his wings and go, whoo, whoo.
Stop it. Why are you doing that? Stop it. He like gets up out of his chair and he walks over here in the middle of the runway here. And then the priest sees him and locks eyes and goes, "Ah, young man, come up here. We will not sacrifice your body, but perhaps you can help us summon the great Punk. By coming up here and confessing what your
Sacrifice
greatest
his virginity.
your greatest regret or most embarrassing moment." So he's gonna walk up here reluctantly. He eyes you though as he goes up. My greatest regret? My greatest regret was not being able to stop the evil Outlanders from killing Fram. Oh, that is sad. That is so sad. I think that's so sad that Punk's gonna come down here and return smiles to our faces. Everybody roll religion.
Religion.
Punk is never sad, so.
10.
And you're going to get advantage on this.
Everyone?
Yes.
I like this music.
Me too.
Really good. 19.
Nice. And then we got
25.
Rick, 15.
Just have to do Brillis.
Okay, so that passes. Let me grab Punk. There he is. He does appear. Remember that deities, with exception for Rin, because Rin has found a way to control a planet, but Deities typically can only, or demi-deities can typically only appear on the material plane for a short amount of time. Can't be permanent. But he does appear hovering over the altar, and the crowd goes wild. Wow, he's here! Oh my gosh, this is crazy!
Oh, hi everyone, it's me, Deity Punk. I have raccoon now. You see? It's so nice.
Wait, he actually came dumb. What the fuck?
I love that little picture.
So good.
Wait, is it like a spirit or what?
Yeah, it's like a spirit of him. He can sort of temporarily extend his image or spirit into the material plane before it is pulled back into the demi plane.
Can I come close?
How
want to poke him.
almond, I see inside
Poke right
of
through
your
him.
heart and inside of you, and I can see that you yearn for a father. So I'm here to be your dad, okay? I'm your dad now, Almond. I'm not your real dad, but I'm your dad.
You're my dad, but not my real dad? I don't even know what that means.
Oh, if you follow me, I'll be your dad, okay?
What if I don't want a
Oh,
dad?
father.
My father
Oh,
lied to me.
that make me sad. Oh, but that's okay, because sometimes even the happiest people just have to be sad, Haha.
Why do the happiest people have to be sad? That sounds like a contradiction. I don't understand.
Oh, someday you'll understand, okay? Because not everyone can be happy all the time, so you'll just have to love each other and live best life. And sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, But at the end of the day, if you're happier than sadder, that's a good day.
What do you know about
Any
being
of
a
those-
dad?
I have a son named Eric, who's very great. He don't live with
Oh,
me though,
right.
but I also have Fram, my friend who died, and now he live with me by a river. We play pickle game all the time. I don't know who wins. Maybe
Well-
me, maybe Fram. So many pickle.
Will you grant me a wish?
I can try.
I want to see Fram again.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
I
see if you
will.
want to come. Hi, Fram. Okay, stop tickling that otter.
Wait,
And
what
come
the
over
fuck?
here, your friend. Hey there, little cats and kids. It's me, Fram. I'm not a god. I'm just here to groove out.
Fram.
I want to poke him too.
You go right through him.
What
He
the
takes
fuck
out
are you, a
a
ghost?
bunch of like ghost coins and throws them to Ruin, and they also go right through Ruin. A bunch of gold coins.
Hey,
Here you go,
stop it.
little Ruin. Keep spreading the word of punk. Here's your reward.
Fram. Did it hurt when you died?
Hey, look. Oh, yeah. It hurt like hell. But then I got to go in with Punk, and everything was groovy.
I've missed you so much, Fram. We've been through so much since you've been gone. We lost Chance, too. He was the guy that replaced you, and he was just mediocre, so I wasn't as sad about losing him. But man, I miss you so
Hey,
much.
that's rude.
It's you, little fella. That happens sometimes. Well, you've really grown up since last time I saw you.
Yeah,
Why, you're
I've-
almost as big as the Western Sandgrouse in that
Wait.
story about Punk and the Sandgrouse.
I love that story. I remember it in the book.
Story.
I remember it in the
My
book.
favorite.
I remember in the book you made me carry around. I still have it here, actually. He pulls it out from one of his pockets. I confess I haven't read it much these days. I've sort of lost faith, but seeing you again sort of restores me to that.
Sometimes you just gotta find the faith deep inside, because Punk is inside all of us. Oh, I'm inside everyone, but especially you, man. I'm inside you double. Maybe triple.
I don't know how I feel about that statement. Anyway,
You're not gonna inside me. That's
Anyway.
gross.
I wanted you to know that.
You're welcome to live here.
Oh, no. You're just spit and stick. You're already inside of it. No, I don't go on you.
Well, anyway, I just
Good
wanted
luck,
you.
gonna-
Oh, go ahead. You go first.
Good luck. Haven't seen Fram since they both died.
Yeah, long time.
Brother, I miss you. Come on, live with me.
Grizzly? Grizzly, what you doing in that stick, bro?
I'm live here forever now. You can live with me. Here is kind of boring without sausage and beer. Yeah, but if you are here,
wow,
I'll
bro.
feel better.
That's crazy. I live with Pong now, so you can join us if you want. I can take you up to live in Pong's holy bosom.
Wait, what? You can
Oh,
take
I
me
live
out.
with Fram now. You join us.
Holy bosom.
Wait, really? I can do that? Wow. Wow.
You want to
Man, but
live
that
with me?
means that.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, that means
wait a minute,
Gridlock will
though.
be gone.
Yeah, if you do that, then Grizzlock would be gone forever. At least we can hear his
Well,
voice.
come from you, but I have him in my heart. You know, it's a good place to put.
I don't want to be in your heart, man. You look lame. Like, look, your tiny little muscle. You look like no muscle.
I have the muscle of being God, okay? Muscle of fatherhood. I be a dad now, okay? You want me to be a dad? I raise you.
No, gross. I don't need no dad. Hmm.
Okay,
Man,
maybe
but
you'll
I kind
change
of want to
mine
hang out with
someday,
Fram.
though.
Hey, we can totally hang out, bro, but, Punk is also gonna be there. Forever. It's like paradise.
This is a tough choice. But what about Fram? Fram need us. Hmm.
I'm living with Punk. It's my dream. He's my sky daddy.
Oh, we played together like father and son. So many hugs, so many tickles, so many late night conversation.
Yeah, but isn't you remember you always teach us like you need to share all this love and mercy to the world. Not like if you are just
Brother,
live with your sky daddy, it will be like selfish, right? Isn't it kind of selfish?
once again, Grozlock speaks of wise words of truth, bro. I am being selfish by hoarding Punk's love all to myself. Grozlock, you have opened my eyes. I need to find a way to spread Punk's love from the afterlife. I'm going to make it
Yeah.
my mission to find a way back into our plane of existence and keep spreading the love of Punk.
You
Well,
can-
I
Yes,
agree. I
you
come
heard
too,
me.
okay? Can I join?
Oh, Punk, you're welcome anywhere. You're always inside of me. I'll carry you in a basket of
shit.
love.
Hey, actually, you remember Rune got a coin.
Yeah.
Like it become an amulet. That coin is the Fram's final coin.
Yeah.
Like his legacy. Maybe you can come here. Live inside this coin. So you can come back. Become a coin. You are a talking coin. Wow.
Right. Hey, Punk, do I have your permission?
Oh, you definitely do. Okay, I'll miss you so much. I love you in my heart. You're my best friend and my son and so much. But if you want to go to coin and spread the love to everyone in the world, I can't stop you, you know? You'll just have to come back and visit every time, okay? Visit so much and bring me lots of friends and sons to spend time with and tickle and play fight, you know?
Okay, bro. I'll jump into your coin now. Let's see if I can do it.
Ooh. And you know what? Rune gonna take another coin and speak to Pong. Say, "Hey, I got an extra coin. You can live. You can live inside this coin if you want."
Yeah, go inside for a little
Whoa.
while, but not forever, okay? Because I need to go back to my plane someday. But for now, I want to join you on your quest for spreading love. So Punk goes into the other coin.
He's in the coin.
He actually
Yeah,
inside
Punk's
the
in one
coin now.
coin. Yeah,
He's in the
Punk just,
coin.
Punk just
died
wants
into
to
one
be
coin.
inside someone's pockets.
I gonna
Oh,
flick
so
the coin,
love
check out if
pockets,
like
so nice.
I gonna shake the coin and flip it and check out like, hey, are you inside there? And to hear it,
I'm sad. I get so dizzy. I feel so good. My head's spinning. Like, go away, like, feeling like I got so much love. I'm in the other coin, bro. Wow.
okay. When Rune check Punk is actually inside the coin, she immediately tried to sell the coin to the priest. Hey, bro, I got your god in this coin. You want to buy it? This coin worth like at least
It can't be
10,000.
it can't be trapped in there, He'll eventually return back to the demi plane. Impossible to keep him.
Even you, I'm not trying to trap you. This is
I'm
just
I'm not
like
trapped. I go whenever I want, but I like Pocket so much. I miss Pocket from Old World, so I want to stay inside you for a little while,
You can't stay there forever, Punk. You will be returned eventually. But we wanted to
I know.
conjure you so we could learn wise words from you.
Oh, I have so many wise words. My favorite is just love each other, really, everything I say is just about that. But also, you should make sure you give Goblin Girl lots of Punk love.
How do we love each other? What's the best way?
Oh, you gotta love each other by spreading the word of Punk. If a lot of people love each other, the world will be a better place to live.
Prince Elman then talks to Fram. Fram, what
Hi, doggy.
What?
These are lines from the room.
Yeah. What can I do to help bring you back? I miss you so much.
he's already
You
back
talking to Bram?
inside this coin.
Fram, yeah.
Why, bro, I've already left the mortal plane. My body's burned up, but my spirit lives on. I stay strong in Punk. If you want to bring me back, you just gotta let Punk's love back into your heart, bro, and spread the word. Wherever Punk's love is, Bram is not gonna be far behind.
Okay, I'll remember that. Thank you, Fram. I love you.
Real proud of you, bro. I love you too, little man. I am so proud of what you've become.
Yeah.
I don't really know what you've become, but you're big and strong now, and that's cool.
Well, I'm a special advanced guard, Elman Warclaw, who, works for Rig, the king of Stoneguard.
Rig's the king now? Oh, that's righteous. I hope he's spreading the word of Punk in his kingdom.
Not really, but we still remember you.
But you need to make sure that you tell Rig about Punk every day now, okay? Really make sure you get in his ear.
Yeah, you're right. I have been growing wiser, and maybe this has slipped my radar, or my mind a little bit. So I'm gonna keep that.
I think that Punk put you in this path for a reason, bro. I think you're there to spread the word of Punk to King Rig.
You're right. So we can bring you and even, well, maybe just you back someday.
Me and Punk, yeah, we're gonna bring us both back.
Well, yeah, maybe just you though.
Yeah, both of us gonna come back. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then he walks back. Haha, wow, what great reunion we've had today. What does everyone think? And he claps his hands and everyone stands up, they're clapping. Yeah. This is so fantastic. Oh, Punk, I have to say I am your #1 fan and a worshiper. So, do you have a blessing for me?
Oh yeah, I have so many blessings to give. Okay, so here a blessing, okay? May you forever have all the raccoon and squirrel and all the things go your way,
Kamaji's
I
gonna
know,
fly up
blessing.
as an owl and poop on Conk.
Oh, so much
Poop.
poop come out of bird.
The bird.
It's my way of saying I love you for using
Wow.
poop,
Wow. I can't believe this. But Punk has summoned an ancient bird to poop on my head as a sign from nature that I am one with the woods. You see, I have been blessed. I am more special than all of you. And everyone's clapping, golf clap,
And Punk is disappearing, and then he comes back and goes, everyone's special.
Only some get poop. Haha. Okay, now I have everyone in this room is my son or my daughter. Okay, now you're all my children. Okay. Especially you, Owl. I know who you are. You're my son now. Bye.
Then suddenly their images start to fade, and they return back to the demi-plane, and they're gone.
I mean, what a power move is it to
Wait.
poop on all the religious leaders of Stoneguard
Exactly.
Pretty good.
and have them enjoy it?
So they're gone. I saw they're inside my coin.
They can't
Wait for a
remain in the
minute.
they can't remain in the material plane forever. There was no
The only way
magical
we got-
component, so
All right.
The way we got Gruzlock was we put his soul into the thing.
Yeah. All right.
That would have been funny
Man.
to have 2 talking coins, but
Well, do you still want to buy this coin? You know?
oh, you can
It's
give
coming
it
down.
donation. I'll take the donation.
All right, I donate you this coin, and you give me 10 coin back. How about that?
That's certainly worth that much because, well, Ponk touched the coin. So he takes the coin and gives you 10 gold coins. Ha, what a deal. I'm so lucky. Pooped on, and next I get a coin touched by Ponk himself. Ha, no wonder I'm the
actually
priest of the church.
Nice.
He puts it in his
Not
pocket.
only touched by Ponk, it was briefly a vessel for Ponk.
Ponk was
True.
inside that coin.
No.
He's inside all of it.
I hope he fills me up someday.
The secret
And he
code.
walks back to his
Yeah.
pulpit. Okay. I think that concludes our adventures with Ponk.
Man,
God, he's so
what
weird.
a day.
I love him.
I miss Fram. Maybe one day I should visit them.
I feel like the leader of the Church of Malachite is going to be a lot harder to poop on and have him enjoy it.
If anyone can find a way.
Wait, is there Church of Chlorwing?
Yeah. Yeah, there's Church of Corwin, I'm sure.
Oh.
I only mentioned these today, though. This should have been the Ponk one. I regret that, but... Or maybe not, because they skin the animals. I don't know.
This looks like the Corwing one.
Actually, this is... I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. This is House of Ponk in Elmwood. Let me go back to Stoneguard. That's why I did that. I thought I recognized it. All right, give me a second. I'm running out of church maps, you guys. No, that's not the right one. We'll do something a little different for this. This one will be a picture. All right, when you enter into the House of Malachite, you see a cloaked figure up at the front. A bunch of candles have been placed atop the pulpit, and there's wax dripping down the sides of the wood. There's 3 figures in the back that have been on these stained glass windows, like 3 different kinds of people. There's a devilish person, which represents sort of the mischievousness that Malachite is. There's sort of a neutral figure in the middle, and then there's the honorable one on the right. And then they're all reaching for something up at the top, which is a Malachite gemstone. There's a bunch of Malachite gemstones encrusted on a lamp. And it's surrounded by a ring. So that doesn't show in that picture, but that's what's there. And he's giving a sermon about the the different kinds of personalities that inhabit each of the followers of the Church of Malachite, and that these different personalities are things that one must master in order to be masters of themselves. And he goes on and on about this. He details a very long-winded story about how Malachite faced his father, a jinn, and destroyed him, and also how he faced his mother's death, and that these were necessities for him to grow. It's pretty like quiet in the church. There are people in there, but it's not as lively as the House of Sweeney or the House of Ponk, or weird as the House of Ponk. These followers seem to be a little different. You do notice that there are some people who wear heavy armor. There are other people who wear light armor. There seems to be a mixture of different kinds of followers here, which kind of represents the different aspects of Malachite himself. Any questions or anything that you want to do while you're here?
I don't know that we really had a whole lot to do here. We're just kind of
I
coming
mean,
to check
Brillis
it
is
out.
still going to be looking around to see if there's anything he can find about tips for helping his family.
True. You can
Same way he did in
look through the book of
religion.
Malachite.
Religion check again?
Yeah, religion check. Don't find anything pertinent.
I would talk to the priest, but I'm kind of trying to stay as an owl to see if there's going to be an opportunity to poop on him.
So far, it doesn't appear to be any opportunities to poop on him. You can roll a perception check.
How does he react to two giant owls just waltzing in his church?
He looks up, he glances at you, then he glances back down at his book and begins to read from it again, as if nothing has happened.
Okay.
You could roll a perception check, though. Upon entering, you notice that there is a bowl of water, and it's got this green color to it. People seem to be using it. They dip their hands in and then splash their faces, and then they like do a circular pattern around their face to represent the ring of Malachite before entering into the church for the service. The thought crosses your mind that perhaps you could poop inside the water bowl.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
That seems aggressive. The other ones were like asking for. They were asking for it, you know. Teach me a lesson. Give me a blessing. These are just innocent churchgoers.
At the end of the sermon, they ask for donations. They state that they are trying to start a university, but are having difficulty getting sponsorship from the government. They state that they need 5,000 gold pieces to be able to really begin investing in clerical studies. But without that investment, they won't be able to do so because they cannot fund the expeditions necessary to go and get the mushrooms that are needed to unlock the potential to cast magic.
Is that total for Is that total for all of the churches or just this church?
All clerical churches would get that.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to give it to them, but
They also state that people who are pursuing a more martial occupation are going to be known as paladins, and that this cost will cover that as well. You can choose of two different schools, paladin or cleric.
Yep. I'm not going to invest gold in this, probably on this whole character, just because 5Gs is a lot, and I've already invested a shit ton into the like arcane
Arcanum
schools.
University. Yeah.
So and I don't really honestly plan on playing a paladin or a cleric,
I want to play a paladin.
like, ever, maybe. Honestly, at this point, like, I don't really like clerics, and I've already played enough paladins. I'm pretty good on them for now. But I do think the world would benefit from it. It's just like a shit ton of gold to do it right now.
It's a lot of gold. Okay. The
I
sermon
don't even
ends.
have enough, even if I wanted to. So
The sermon ends, and you're free to leave. It was pretty uneventful.
Rig does take note of this in case he wants to have the government fund it later,
Okay.
because he is looking to invest in institutions of the city. So if he's not necessarily wanting to make an investment now, but he's making note because he's putting money towards things like forges and colleges and expanding out into other territories.
I mean, investing in clerics for the city would be a very wise investment. I just don't want to personally invest in it because it's like, yeah, way too much.
I kind of want to be a cleric.
So I think Rig actually would talk to this guy then about.
I'm looking to invest in the city, and I'm looking to fund some colleges, expand academic pursuits. We need clerics, we need paladins. We need a city that has all sorts. We have great manufacturing. We need to make Stoneguard a city that will attract the best and brightest from the world and expand our mission of a city that welcomes all. I am potentially interested in investing city funds and making you a royal college. Now, that means we will have a hand in what you do.
Well,
We'll be
very,
working
very
together.
well, yes. I would appreciate that, King Rig. I apologize I didn't notice you in the crowd. Would you mind writing up a
Put it that
chart?
way.
I'm sorry. Would you
I would
mind writing
prefer
up a charter? An agreement to this?
We will have to have some negotiations, but yes, we can write up a charter and continue down this path. I will be staying in Stoneguard in perpetuity to take care of my son, the
Oh, very
Crown
well.
Prince.
Well, perhaps
I'm working.
perhaps a promise to help invest. Would you care to write something down to relieve our worries and stress? We are having difficulties even paying the rent for the building.
Having difficulty in paying the rent. Now, who is the current owner of this building?
We pay to rent it. I believe it is owned by the state. So you, my lord.
All right, I will. Well, I'll look into your institution. Consider your debt paid for the next 6 months.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you. Okay, well, would you write down a promise to help us?
I already had a promise that if we decide to invest in your college, that we will take it on as a royal charter school. We will fund it. We will have our say. Your research will benefit all of us
Very
should we
well.
decide to go forward with this, and I will guarantee you 6 months free of rent.
Very well, very well. Here's a pen for you to sign this. And he hands you the sheet, and you guys kind of work up this agreement. And he says, I got a pen that can write underwater too. And he says, it can write other words as well. Get it?
Oh, that's wordplay. Hey, Thorolf, can you laugh for me?
Oh, the king thought that rather funny.
It's very funny, right? We're all comedians here in the Church of Malachite. Many jokes. Would you like to hear another one?
I definitely would. One more for me.
I went to the Stoneguard Aquarium this weekend, but I didn't stay very long. There was something fishy about that place.
Then Rig is like, you see him just like ever so slightly smile.
That was funny. Sorry, losing all control here. Just cracking up.
Yes, we're all very, very funny people here at the Church of Malachite. We take after his mischievous ways. You can go ahead and roll religion.
When he says we take after his mischievous ways, Kamaji's gonna say, "Whoo!" and then he's gonna fly up and he's gonna poop on him.
Oh, that damned
Is the
bird!
religion check for everybody or just Rig?
For everybody.
There was an opening.
Or what's an opening?
Brillis, you know that they're not really understanding the ways of Malachite at all. Their version of mischievous is not the same as Malachite's version of mischievous. And they're not funny at all. They're not funny.
Can I roll this with advantage because I pooped on him?
Sure.
That's definitely a good reason to get advantage.
They're definitely not funny. They take themselves too seriously, and then the jokes that they say are just really, really boring.
What a shame.
Another unusual crowd. All right. That's the end of our church tour. We're back at Stoneguard, and this is where we will sign off for the evening. Next time, we will work on, I guess, whatever else you guys are going to do. What do you plan to do next time? Just so I know.
Probably a little bit more Stoneguard stuff, and then using the planetary apparatus to go to Chaldea.
Okay.
Or prepping for that, really, I guess, too. Because there's some stuff I want to refresh about that. Because we got an item from the pirate ship captain that was buried back at.
That's the armor.
It's the armor that he's wearing. And then I am also like somewhat versed in a combat form that's somewhat unique to them.
Yes.
We got that going for us.
And I would say that Ruin probably needs to visit the Master Goblin.
Why?
I don't know. It's your monk master. Did you want to visit him?
No. I already learned stuff. Screw that old scammer.
Yeah, he was a scammer. I thought maybe you'd want to go back and visit him, but that's okay.
I mean, couldn't you learn from his scamming ways to be a better scammer yourself?
The thing is, I actually I just cannot. I just keep trying to. I really want to mix class. I'm not sure. I don't know. I want to learn to be a fighter or a cleric.
Well, that's why I was trying to introduce a new character, because if you wanted to play another character, now would be the time, because you're in Stoneguard. You can keep Ruin if you want. You can keep Ruin and take on a second character, but I was going to give you the opportunity to do so if it interested you.
Yeah, but there's a couple problem. One is it's kind of like not make sense if Ruin just, suddenly feel like don't want to take advantage anymore, especially when
Sure.
when we been through the got captured by the evil dude and all the the nightmare vision.
Yeah.
And been through that.
But we can still introduce another character to come along, because Rig might be staying behind, Thorolf might be staying behind, and then you've got Prince Elmond is going to be staying behind, right? That's 3 characters that we'll be losing. So if you wanted, because I can tell you've been wanting to play a new one. He'll stay.
Oh yeah, because he's the Royal Guard now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I just feel like you're, to give you a chance to do that. It might be something fun.
I kind of want to make a cleric actually, but if I actually make a cleric, we need to invest a cleric.
You haven't unlocked it yet.
Church?
Yeah, you need 5,000 gold pieces to do that. Rig
Yeah,
sounds like
so
he
still
might do
not
it.
enough. Eh.
I think
I
it's a
want
good thing
to.
for the. I think the city should do it because, like,
Oh yeah,
you think about it, like just like paying the healers, like to have the healers alone would be just like such a boon for the city. Like, that's insane. It's like an insane return on investment.
Oh, and Rig is
And
doing it. Like he's just being cautious, but like this is gonna happen.
I mean, you should definitely have them prioritize like specifically healing magic and more so clerics than paladins for the sake of the city.
Yeah.
But like
And
just that's just I mean the way it works mechanically doesn't matter. You unlock it both either
Yeah.
way. But just in
Yeah,
terms of
he's-
what they're giving back, what you want on the city's payroll is gonna be clerics mostly.
He has clerics
and
for
there is
healing, and he has paladins for just like special forces, police officers, and like going into missions in other places. But
I mean, we got some.
yeah,
We
like,
got. We're seeing some undead and stuff. You know, we're not.
yeah,
It's
he's
definitely good to
making
have
this.
paladins.
Yeah, unless this
and there
place is
is
super corrupt, he investigates them. He's gonna invest like a sizable amount of the city's funds in these kind of things. So like
I'm going to say that
putting money into it.
you have 25,000 gold pieces that you can choose to invest. So if you tell me now what you want to invest in, then I will write it down.
Wait, what?
doing
We have
5,000.
25,000?
Rig does.
This is for the city.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
For the
city
sake
gold.
of the city. For
Yeah,
the
he's
city
gonna
gold.
invest-
Yeah.
he's going to invest in this one for sure. But then
Okay.
it's also going to be their profits are going to go back to the city. Like they're going to take some of the proceeds that they make. It's going to be like reciprocal kind of thing.
Sure. That covers the 5,000 stacks with cleric, paladin and cleric. So they're the same cost for each tier. So levels 1 through 5 for paladin are unlocked, and levels 1 through 5 for cleric are unlocked. That was only 5,000 pieces, gold pieces. So you still have 20,000 that you can invest. You could do the next levels 6 through 10 for paladin and cleric, or you could do monk. There's also Arcanum University, needs 5,000 more to unlock levels 16 through 20 for wizard.
As your advisor, I would advise you to keep some gold in the coffers for when we actually need it. All the things that he just listed are things that we do not currently need.
Except
And I mean,
for
even-
this is there's also artificer, which can be unlocked. It's the same as 5,000. Plus, if East wants to play a cleric, he will need to unlock the next tier, which will be an additional 5,000 because he'd be starting at level. The minimum level would be 8 or 9. I think it's 8.
I don't know.
Level 8.
I'm level 10.
Or no, sorry, level 9. We'll say level 9. Or no, actually, Thorolf is 7.
Thorolf is 7. He's about to be out of the thing for a while.
Yeah, so
He and Rig are going to be staying behind.
we would say level 9 then. So you would need to unlock that for that to make sense.
I mean, unless he does a multi-class where he plays a level
True.
5 cleric with a level 4 something else,
True.
or whatever variants
Yeah.
under level 5 cleric.
Cleric and fighter.
And
How
I'm
about that?
and also
Or ranger.
and also if East does decide to do that, we still have that money that we can still use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to wait for that. I think he would invest in Arcanum University on a story level because then he would be able to get resources from them as they collect tuition and research. Like it wouldn't necessarily make sense from a gameplay, but like he wants to be getting these schools integrated with the city, and so like he'd be funding the beginning level of.
I mean, if we max out the university like right away, like in the first generation, that's gonna really affect. I think I think it's good to do like Stoneguard's gonna be like. I feel like it's gonna put Stoneguard on the map for like high level magic use.
Nice. So you have
So Rig's making that
unlocked.
investment.
You've unlocked the wizard classes 1 through 20. That is an achievement. So on, you can go ahead and roll a D100.
Is it just wizard, or is it not like all the
It's
all
just
the arcane?
wizards.
Like, it's not sorcerer and stuff too,
Sorcerer is
or is that already?
unlocked, is inherited through a different way. That's inherited through madness or standard genetic mutations, or through the consumption of magical substances.
That's right. What about
I
bard?
got a 60.
Okay, 1 second. Bard is leveled up. There's like different requirements to that. You will have had to learn a certain amount of instruments, had a teacher as your part of your backstory, graduated from the College of Bards and Ballads, and learned 7 instruments. It's like a totally different kind of thing. Someone needs to play the bard to get that school unlocked.
Fram was a bard, but he is no longer with us.
Yeah. How many instruments did he know?
Yeah, I don't think he learned new ones. I think he knew like 3.
3, okay. So you have levels 1 through 5 unlocked. You just don't have 6 through 10. So I'll just put a check mark here. And I will get you your magic item thing. 1 second.
How do I unlock Artificer with Rig? What's he investigate for that?
Artificer is, you will have needed to enchanted a DC 14 item.
Okay.
5,000 gold invested in Arcanum University. Oh, so this one does stack as well. So this one,
I feel like we've done that.
you've done the money. I think you've also done.
I mean, we've done weapon enchanting with like adding sunstones to our weapons.
Yes.
I don't remember what the DCs on those were, but
So I think you have completed this one as well because it does stack with the wizard. I don't know if you've enchanted a DC 20 though item.
no, definitely not. I've brewed a DC 20 potion, I think.
That would
That's
count.
not really
I will count that actually.
Let me double check that before you check it off, though, because I don't.
Okay.
I mean,
Are there any other things Rig would conceivably be investing money in the city?
The cleric churches, the paladin, maybe the monastery. That's another one. There's 4,000 more to go for levels 6 through 10 on monk. Actually, hold on a second. I think we did that. I didn't mark it, so that one's done. So it's 11 through 15 is next.
And it's like 5,000 for each of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so the things that are left are the monk and then the other university for
Cleric paladin.
paladin and cleric. Okay.
Yep.
no,
Okay.
I haven't.
might
I haven't done DC 20 yet.
Okay.
I think he might unlock levels up to 10, so that's 5,000 more for the cleric paladin just to get it up to be even with monk. The monk's up to level 10, right?
Yes. Monk is up to level 10.
Okay, so I'm going to hold on to 10,000 gold, but I'm going to use 5,000 more to level those two up to level 10.
Awesome. I think that's a really good idea personally because it, it just unlocks more options for you later.
Exactly, and like narratively, he's investing a ton in the city. He wants to build alliances. He wants to make a city a center of learning, and he wants to like get a lot and craftsmanship and just like enhance everything in the city. So he's like willing to invest money to do that.
Okay.
And then he's also making these all like charters of the crown, so that the resources and knowledge that they produce will come back to him.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and make some notes here real quick.
And then that way, also like the king has influence over what happens and how this knowledge gets used. Like he can, in theory, control it more, which is good because a bunch of magic is gonna be very powerful.
Yeah. You guys have explored 4 terrain types. You've done swamps, mountains, plains, hills. So you've also unlocked all of the ranger classes.
Nice.
You've unlocked vampire.
We unlock vampire.
Kind of, in a way, yeah.
Thorolf.
You have to be bitten by a vampire to get the class, but you've unlocked it, but with a character, so I'm just counting that.
Wait, what? Wow, vampire. Wait, oh, so how Wait,
Because Thorolf is a
vampire
vampire.
Thorolf.
He had to eat the when they were trying to cure the virus. He ate he ate
Wait.
Brillis.
It's like what? Like how much level of vampire?
He's just level 1.
Just for vampires, just 1 through 20 that you get to unlock. There's no tiered progression there. It's the same.
So he could level a vampire next time instead of fighter. That'd be interesting.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? So only 1 level vampire?
No, they're all unlocked. It's just level 1 is what Thorolf was that.
Oh, vampire.
East has a new idea.
No, it just feel cool.
A
I really want to
vampire
play a
goblin
cleric.
monk.
Cleric can be fun.
I could craft the DC 20 thing, but I'm looking at this and it says like the minimum crafting level for very rare potions, which is the DC 20, is 18 to 21. Which I am level 18 crafting level right now. However, when looking through all the potions, all the ones with a crafting level of 18 are actually listed as rare and not very rare. And all the ones that are very rare are mostly listed as 19 instead of 18.
So what's the question again?
There's a mistake. It's not really a
Oh,
question. It's just pointing out a mistake in the sheet.
I see.
I don't know if it's whether the tooltip is wrong, which I'm hoping it's not, because I want it to be. I want the very rares to be 18, but there is no very rare that's 18, and all the 18 level crafting level potions are listed as rare.
You're talking about the minimum crafting level?
Yeah,
I
you see how it says
one.
very rare is 18 to 21, and rare is supposed to be 13 to 17. If you go to the top.
Let's see. Yes, I see 18 to 21, but there's no 18s in here.
Well, there is 18s. They're just all listed as rares.
I see.
And the very rares are all 19s.
Oof. Yeah, so that's a mistake I gotta fix. So this one here should be a lower level to craft. Basically, this rare should be not 18, it should be 13. And which potion were you looking at that was wrong?
Well, there's like, I just was wondering. I was hoping there was. I want a potion that is very rare, that is level 18, but there's none.
I see. Okay. We can fix that.
It honestly doesn't matter what it is. I simply want to make it just for the sake of unlocking that next thing. It's not even that big of a deal.
Check out Potion of Euphoria.
Okay.
This one should be... That one's right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. It looks like I just messed up on the 18th.
I think I remember you... I remember you changing like the windows of them because they were off by something, and I think maybe just didn't go through every single thing, or some of them got missed.
Looks like some of them got missed. Means I gotta change the other sheet too. Rare 14. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do this at some point. Okay, cool. That's all check off. I think that's everything. East, if you want to make a character now, we do have the cleric levels unlocked, so you can get a higher level cleric if you didn't want a multi-class.
High level, oh, high level 10?
You would start out at level 9.
Level 9? Yeah, I mean, so I can go level 9 cleric.
Yep. You could.
I kind of want to mix class. I
Sure.
kind of want to, like, 5 level fighter, 4 level cleric. I'm not sure. I need to figure it out.
Yeah. You got lots of time, so.
And yeah.
And
But
then
if we do that, we need to find a good reason for Rune to step away for a little bit.
yeah.
They probably just make her pregnant.
Or you don't have
It just
to.
happens to be with Kabanji, you know? Like, we can't avoid
Yeah.
it. That's just how the story's going.
It has to be a narrative
Yes.
agreement but between the two characters, Kamaji and Ruin. If you want that to take place, then we roll to see if there is a pregnancy. If yes, then that child will get carried down to the next generation, and one of you could play that character in the future generations.
That's a must.
Is that
That's
happening?
inevitable.
Is that happening during this stay in Stoneguard?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna lay you down next to the fire. I'm gonna make love
I
to
feel like
you, baby.
Kamaji's about to get sexually assaulted.
All we have to do
I
is
think
roll for it.
It actually makes
it's agreed
sense,
upon.
right? It actually makes sense. Like being through all this adventure, we actually.
I
like,
agree.
We are bonded.
Have a goblin baby.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense. You gotta do it.
Yes. You remember, like we almost died
Right.
there, and we found out. Yes, we are meant to be together, and especially like before we die, we probably will die.
I feel like
If we're-
the drunk girl in the club who lost her friends.
Oh
No.
no. So are we
I don't
rolling
know.
for it?
No.
Come on.
Let's roll it.
He has to. Kamaji has
Not
to
right
agree.
now. Not right now,
All right.
Reese. I gotta think about it.
All right. Aw.
You don't just rush into these things. You gotta think
True.
about it first.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
life is short, especially goblin life.
That's true. Goblin lives are shorter.
Especially in our party.
Yeah.
I just saw there is a domain of cleric is domain of beer. That's why I want to play it. Yeah, it's a beer domain. Like you just make beer and brew,
Man, I wish
And
we
just
had that when we played our other campaign with.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so hilarious.
Ratio and Kaboom.
Yeah,
And that's
Ratio
why-
Kaboom.
That's why it feels so nature when we invest that in the Stoneguard, right? It's very fitting the dwarf culture, a beer
True.
cleric. I want
It's-
to make a dwarf beer cleric.
So whoever you choose is the person that Helga wants to introduce. Remember, because she's going to introduce a new character to go with you to replace Rig and everyone else who's staying behind. That's how that party is getting in. That's how that member is getting introduced to the party. Okay.
Okay. I feel it makes sense. It will be a dwarf. This is a dwarf man city, and
I would say that they have to have some
Girl.
kind of military tie.
military type.
Yeah, they've
What
got
do
to
you
have
mean?
means they have to have been in the military within Stoneguard at some point, because that's why
That
Helga would
makes
have
sense. That
would have
makes
chosen
sense.
them. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to do a fighter mixed cleric, a battle cleric with spear. That sounds pretty awesome. And Another thing is I kind of wanna take the Grizzlock stick with us. Take it
Sure.
from Elmo.
Elmond will give you the
Like
Grizzlock stick. I could do that right now if you'd
yeah.
like. Oh shit, where'd he go?
Dun, dun, dun.
Where were we here?
Wait, so is Rig not even coming to Chaldea?
It's up to Rig.
I mean, so they did. I mean, his pregnant wife is asking him to stay, and he is investing time in the city. Like this would be a time when he would. Like he
If
could
I
be talking him into
stay,
going,
sort of
but
will
right now
stay,
he
right?
and Elman would stay probably too. Like he would say,
Oh no, Almond, you can go on ahead and join this party. You should be out there having experiences in the world and growing your skills so you can protect me better when you're back.
No way, King Rig.
Whether-
I'll be training here every day.
Oh, yeah, that's also a choice.
He puts the Gruzlock kibble stick spear staff in the shared treasure.
So
Miss
you know,
you,
Kaji
lad.
could talk Rig into going with him, but it would like right now if he's not being talked into it, he would just stay and work on like being the king and a father.
I also think maybe like this first trip to Chaldea, like, should really be more of an intelligence run than anything. We shouldn't go in guns blazing because we already saw what's going to happen to us if we try and do something like that. So what if like the first trip in just like is like an intelligence run and it's kind of like in and out and it's just Kamaji, Brillis, and Ruin, and then we come back out, gather a bigger force, and then whatever character changes we want to happen from there happen, and in the recruiting phase after we've gathered intelligence, and we can make it like a whole thing, like we've gone in, we've gathered intelligence, and now we're going to hire the best men for the job to go in and infiltrate, and that can be where we introduce the new characters.
That sounds that makes sense. I like it.
Because I feel like also Brillis, Ruin, and Kamaji would be like the best like stealth force also because they're like the smallest and the stealthiest by nature.
But Brillis
So
is
he's
not
now a
small
human.
anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's just a
true.
regular
He's a
person. Like he's
toad
not like a
now.
tall guy, but he is, like
But he's also
average
invested
height.
in He's also invested in
Oh, yeah.
going, unlike other
Yeah.
people. So like that's also enough of a reason for him to go.
He's already a part of the group. Like he would definitely go.
Yeah. So like it'll be the three of us on like a stealth mission in. And maybe we take Elman's armor and give that to Brillis or something like that, so that he fits in that way.
Also, Elmond has aged a bit since his adventures. He now looks like this. He's, nothing magical. He's gotten big from fighting and he's grown much taller than he was.
Where? Oh,
How old is he?
Into like with
Oh.
Gary in the last campaign.
He was young before, but he's gotten like about a year older now. So
well, a year can change a little whiny baby become a man.
yeah, he's
Looks a
he's
little
young
bit
man
Chad
right
now. I like it.
VIP discount.
Cool.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that plan? You like that?
I like it. I feel like pretty reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be next time then for you, Matt. We'll do a little bit of whatever in Stoneguard, and then we'll go on a stealth mission, the three of us, to Chaldea, followed by a war conference and a recruitment phase.
Okay, it's a good plan.
One of the first times in a long time I only play one character.
And I still need to get you
yeah, kind of
magic items.
Yeah. I mean, because Rig and Thorolf are staying behind at least for that part of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it won't even be a full session.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Still.
I mean, it might actually end up being like a full session or most of a session. Who knows what happens once you get in there? We're kind of
Yep,
going in a
true.
little bit blind.
Yep.
Which is all the more reason to risk less lives and go in with a smaller, more
Especially because
concentrated.
Greg is kind of moving in with like his plans for building up the city and expanding and being a dad in 6 months. So like he's
Yep.
got reasons to stay behind.
Would you guys rather
And
have
Dorel Melvin.
plate armor or breastplate?
Wait, what does it? Wait,
Plate
what armor?
Plate armor or breastplate? What do you prefer?
What is
For
it? Blast plate?
Breastplates.
probably breastplate because I don't think anybody's going to be able to wear heavy armor.
Okay. So because of
Well,
the Arcanum University was completely leveled up, that is an achievement. So you gained 1 roll on the magic item table that resulted in a +1 breastplate being given to you. This is an item that was found by acolytes on their expeditions into ruins throughout the world. Okay, they've come back with this item, and they give this to you as in honor of your commitment to the Arcanum University. It is in your
I
shared
want to
treasure.
wear a plate armor if for the new character though. For the cleric, cleric can wear the heavy armor. We
True.
haven't had a heavy armor tank character yet.
Because heavy armor kind of sucks.
Does
Really? It sucks.
I don't know. I think it does.
Does anybody want the
Why?
rapier of wounding or the long sword of sharpness?
Long sword sharpness. What does he do?
When you attack an object with this magic sword and hit, maximize your weapon damage dice against the target. That's for objects. When you attack a creature with this weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, that target takes an additional 14 slashing damage. Then roll another d20. If you roll a 20, you lop off the target's limbs, with the effect of such loss determined by the DM. If the creature has no limb to sever, you lop off a portion of its body instead. In addition, you can speak the sword's command to cause the blade to shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. Speaking the command word again or sheathing the sword puts out the light. It also has versatile.
That sounds so OP. What the hell?
Well, you have to get the 20s, but yeah. I'll put it in shared treasure if you'd like it.
I want to check out. I want to see it. Is it heavy? Yeah.
I want to tell you why I think heavy armor kind of sucks. Because
Okay.
the best heavy armor in the game that you can get is plate armor, and obviously you can get plus whatever or like magical stuff. But on a basic level, plate armor is just your AC is 18 flat. You have to have a strength of 15 to even use it. You have disadvantage on stealth checks no matter what heavy armor you use, even if it's like some of the shittier stuff, like the splint armor that you get when a lower level, or chainmail that's at 17 and 16 AC respectively. It's heavy as fuck if that matters to you. It doesn't really to us. And plate mail costs 1,500 gold pieces to buy. Versus the 45 gold piece studded leather armor that if you have a max level dexterity, which you want dexterity for AC and all sorts of other stuff, it would have 17 AC, which is only 1 less. Also, same for medium armor. You can get that breastplate we just got if you have a dex of 15, which is the same as like what you would need to wear plate with the strength. Then you get 1 less. Oh no, that's half plate. Yeah, it's still just 1 less AC, but it comes breastplate is 2 less, but you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks. I personally just feel like medium armor and studded leather armor are just better because I don't want disadvantage on stealth checks all the time.
Yeah, but if I am A beer domain dwarf cleric. It totally makes sense, right? We're heavy armor and being loud and
Oh
annoying.
yeah. Oh, definitely. You could definitely do that, and like you could even like grab a shield and stuff too.
Yeah. Oh. And I don't know. Maybe you can take some like, heavy armor master feat. Something like that. I'm not sure if it's good though.
I just feel like in general, like what's your AC is ruin right now, you know? Like your AC
Yeah,
gets
but
crazy.
that's true. But that's because Rune's kind of now is like a high level monk. And because the dex and the wisdom in the armor defense.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're talking about though right now is a character that you're gonna be making at like level 9. Like and like my AC when I have my blade song up is 20, which would be heavy armor plus a shield.
Yeah, but if it's just cleric don't have that type of high AC by just the cleric and fighter kind of need the good armor, right? Their AC depends on their armor.
Well, they also get like you can also take like protection fighting style. They get fighting styles.
Oh yeah.
Your protection fighting style gives AC. There's a lot of ways to get AC. Like there's all sorts
But
of
that
stuff you can do.
But that style can like defense style can still like stack with the armor, right? If you got a good armor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you could like cleric is great for building if you want to build a really high AC tank that just annoys Matt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Definitely
honestly,
want
like
to do that.
he'll just ignore you though. I feel like we've done that before and he just gets around it.
Aw. I mean, it feels kind of cool. I want to be a tank, and no one die under my watch.
Yeah, that's the other thing with like paladins are good too because like not only can paladins have high AC, but they can also help with saving throws and they can help the whole team with their saving throws too with their aura.
Yeah, but I kind of want to play paladin with the next generation. The
Yeah,
little paladin goblin.
that's fair.
Paladin goblin.
All right. Well, I guess we
I
can.
just think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, something to think about. Well, we can sign off here for the night. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week for some more adventures. Bye-bye.
GG.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Have a nice day.
I guess I couldn't stand it. Now I finally feel free as we explore this planet. Your help is what I need. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate this strange land. I know I was feeling trapped. What I needed was liberation. Now I know you got my back as we continue our exploration. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate the strange land.